trumpet voice of Jedi Johnson narrates the way, and the ever-steady Styx boy shall ride away your brain. Bad to the bone, Bruce the Furnace, pick up for days on days, and the great October's Boba Fett's have bad writing to slay. We are all damage on damage. We are all damage on damage. We are all damage. The qualified. The qualified. We are prepared.
And hello and welcome to a brand new episode of The Qualified. Just a few minutes late, maybe even on time. I don't know. We don't watch this. Yeah.
Not as prepared as normal. Sorry.
I'm Jedi Johnson 22, joined as always by the great Dom Tober, the always steady Styx boy, and the architect joesduelin. The ball buster Bruce Fur could not join us this week. He had ball busting
Elsewhere.
Yeah. He's busting balls somewhere.
Other extraneous ball busting to do this week.
No pun intended.
Oh man, sorry. We're a little. Sorry, we're there was a little delay. I normally like coming in straight from the 10, but I upgraded my computer this week, and then it decided it didn't want to recognize my mic and my headphones and my camera. So
don't worry, just Joe. Just tell him that you were trying to clean your coochie cleaner. That was it, man.
Oh man, it was a rough week, man. It was a really rough week.
It was a lot better. Hey, so
ridiculous this week.
Before we get into the what the F, which I did build a little what the F to kind of kick us off. Last week I was not here. I was in class, but I also had a procedure done that I'm going to share this procedure. So they wanted to open up my nostril airways. So
they shaved it?
They went in there and just mowed it. No, that's what they needed to do. No, they go in there with a needle and electrify the tissue and make it shrink, which is cool. pretty crazy. I don't even think it worked that well. But the crazy thing is they have a screen up there, so I'm watching them because they're guiding themselves with a camera, and it's like it's scary up in there. That's all I'll say. I mean, there's like
I'm sure it's not going to be as scary as the camera they're putting in me next week.
No, I have to go next week. I'm going for the tube down the stomach, man.
I'm getting both. I'm getting endoscopy and the colonoscopy.
Everything has turned gray except what's on my hair. It's just gray.
But you survived it. It's scary, but you survived it.
I did survive it. Yeah.
Well, look, it's like COVID. When COVID first started, they were taking the long ass Q-tips and put them all the way to your goddamn brain and figure that. And that was scary.
Nope.
But I will say,
it'll be a cold day in hell before I get prodded or jabbed with anything.
Well, I'll be unconscious for mine. So it's
they at least buy you a fucking drink. They gotta buy you a drink, man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
I will say, once you got past the gray hair, the nostril hairs, smooth as a baby's butt up in there. So I'm gonna say, look,
there you go. Good. That's nice. I hope I can say the same next week about
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at let's kick the show off like we always do with a little bit of nonsense, some crazy news, and see what is happening with what the F Friday. I tried to get the Friday into a font that was a little easier to read this week. Sorry. First of all, he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Man,
Go,
what
Mama.
kind of shit's he putting in his mouth now?
Oh man,
he is back to handling balls again. He is the pride of America, Dave Rush, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Rush.
Suck it, Canada.
I left that off this week. I decided to go with pride of America instead of Suck it, Canada. No, this week he did this thing where he did these backward passes to himself and bounced it off a wall. He just and I guess he broke the record with 38, which the old record was 29. So still
we might have to reach out to this guy. We might need to get this guy on.
Still handling no one handles balls better than Mr. Rush. He is the pride of America.
I don't think that there's somebody else, but
Somebody else that's not here this week. You just go, even when he's not here, Dom, you just won't stop.
Can't help yourself.
Even when he's not here to defend himself.
I can't.
Dom likes talking about Bruce handling balls.
I didn't say
we also I decided to do a little sampling this week of several things. Freaky Friday. We always like to see when people find things. A painting that was bought for $2.99 at a Goodwill store, auctioned for just under $3,000.
Good Lord.
The lady bought it because she liked the frame. She didn't even care about the painting. She just liked the frame. She couldn't find anything else. She had money. She had $3 burning a hole in her pocket and said, "I'll just buy the frame." Come to find out, this was from an American artist. Where's his name at? Joanne Berthenfeld, and famed American impressionist that died in 1972. And yeah,
Goodwill.
I tell you, I don't know if any stuff like that happens here in Hawaii. I don't know. I don't never hear about it happening. I think if I lived in the northeast or the east, like you guys do, I think I'd be hitting all these estates.
Well, listen, Jedi, it does
But
have
on this day, it's Goodwill. The best thing I have at my Goodwill is maybe some gently used underwear. That's about the best you're going to find at my Goodwill.
Hey,
learning a lot about Joe that he's
Hawaii. There is
only one streak.
Here's a hidden treasure in Hawaii. They found Hawaii. It was created.
Hawaii is a hidden treasure. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
You got it.
Wow.
That was deep. I don't know if it's cheap, though.
Good.
Man, come on, man.
We love.
And then lastly, before we kick the show off and actually get into what folks are here for, decided to throw in one slide of "Is it Australia?"
Snakes, or spiders, or crocs.
Easy. Goat opens gate, lets kangaroo loose. Is this Australia?
Either that or
I'm gonna hope so.
Am I throwing you a curveball?
I'm just gonna always go with Australia.
I think so. I'll go with Australia this time.
Hopefully, it's some of those really jacked kangaroos. Have you seen the kangaroos that are all jacked?
Oh, the freaking deers!
Yeah.
The deers on steroids.
They're crazy.
Yeah, the deers on steroids, man. They sit there and wait to drown your dog and you if you go in the water, man. That's crazy.
They're out in the outback pumping their iron.
Yeah.
Well, Styx, I don't know. What do you think, Styx? Australia?
I'm gonna say not Australia because that could be goat.
You would be right, sir. This is South Carolina. Goat opens gate, and lets kangaroo loose.
Damn goats.
They let people own kangaroos in South Carolina, which is interesting. I guess I don't know.
Well, sure. Was this
species?
Yeah. Was the kangaroo a pet?
We're the sons of bitches, man. I wouldn't want to screw with that guy.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm taking the kangaroo, Dom. Sorry.
No, the freaking goddamn the bologna sandwiches and the workouts, man. That's what
the owner came out to help the police wrangle this critter in her silk pink pajamas.
Nice.
Why am I not surprised that somebody who has a kangaroo wanders around in pajamas all day?
Is it illegal to have a kangaroo as a pet? Because it's definitely
an exotic animal.
Yeah, it is. Exotic
there was nothing in the article about the police arresting her for having a kangaroo, so I guess it's legal.
Well, I don't know, taking it back because you're not supposed to have exotic animals. I don't know.
I don't know if it's an exotic animal or not. But yeah, that happened in the South Carolina. So
yay.
That is it for What the F Friday. We can get the show going.
Who do we got hanging out with us today?
In the chat, just a little bit of peace. Tommy Longbox is first place with the hey there, second place with the thumbs up, and third place with the suck it GT, I guess. We don't GT. I'm starting to see if GT can't get first, second, or third, he doesn't play. He's like, nah, screw it, I'm not playing.
He's like, screw you guys, I'm going home.
What's going on, Tommy? Thanks for participating and taking home all the hardware. this week. Grumpy G, happy Friday day, all. What's going on, Grumpy? Terry, snap into a Slim Jim.
The cream always rises to the top.
Oh, yeah. Going on, Terry. Domtober is pumping Mark Spears. Don't worry, we're going to get plenty.
Get your G.I. Joe Zartan cover today. I did.
JJ early. JJ normally comes in just for the smut at the end of the show, so he's here early.
Yeah. Sorry to come early when I had technical difficulties.
Sorry you got to sit through the whole show before we get to the okay. Timothy, did you get stick removed from my? You know, they did sticks. They stuck sticks, not sticks, boy, but they put little sticks up your nose. Yeah,
stick boy went up your nose.
And I think they got them all out. I think they did. I wasn't counting.
Woohoo!
They keep sticking cameras.
Like I said, I get the old rotisserie chicken next week. Endoscopy and colonoscopy. I've
had a camera stuck someplace that even
we have a GT
like the worst possible place.
Oh no, not that one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nope.
Yep.
Where's our trail? Nope.
That's a story.
Nope.
Hey, Mama Bear. Hello, Mama Bear.
Oh, you young bucks. That's
Hello,
what you got
Mama.
to look forward to.
Right?
And cameras up all your orifices.
If there's an opening, they want to stick a camera in there, and
They love putting cameras in people.
You know what? Kids nowadays they'll have that shit on like TikTok or some other dumb shit. Whatever comes out at that
Here
point.
I am talking about it on YouTube, so I can't throw stones, I guess. But Sam's biggest fan.
There he is.
He got stuck with that name, Sam. Freaking Sam's biggest fan. He got stuck with it. He couldn't get off.
Bet?
No, he's got to wait a month.
Yeah, and he changed the name and he's stuck with the name for like a couple of days.
Oh.
Take it off.
Well, it's good to see you, Ed. Well, we know you're Ed. We know
Don't change your icon. We might not know it. Sure.
Yeah. That's the only way I knew it was him because of the icon.
Yeah.
Three Rivers Comic. What's going on there at Three Rivers? Thank you all. Thank you to all. You guys should find somebody else to read these. Thank you to all those who stopped by my booth at the Pittsburgh.
Gotta find
Comic
one of us
Show.
that can read first.
Record attendance, strong sales, lots of energy, great time. So
one of these days, Three Rivers, I'm gonna time it right, and I will be back home visiting family in Pittsburgh when there's a show, and get to stop by and see you.
Definitely Three Rivers. I'll get there one day.
Bear got a cat and a boyfriend from Goodwill.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're treasures. Hopefully they're treasures.
Hey, looks like Sydney's 3 might be
I don't know.
might be freaking free.
Wait, which one lasted longer, Mama Bear? The cat or the boyfriend?
Yes, he said he's not kidding. Okay. Next time we have Mama Bear on, I got to hear that story. Dustin Markey, if you can catch, you can keep.
Okay.
He's got handball eye coordination, so I mean. GT is here. All right.
There we go. Ooh, we got the ghost hand too. Thumbs up in the ghost hand. Ghost hand.
He's here saying, I'll get you next time. Matt is here. No Bruce. Guess he'll stay. Yeah.
What's up, Matt?
I don't know what Bruce is doing. He's probably out looking for more Mark Spears comics or something. I have no idea. Terry Floyd, but an Orphis.
Yeah, we got Weed Richards is there as well, right above there. He's been throwing up some good books in his IG feed. Right in my wheelhouse.
Beware of free Orphis checks, Terry. Just beware. Chico Suave. Chico. Never met a Chico. They're all good guys. All the Chicos. Hey, Dom, I have a couple of sellers that sent me some offers for a Star Wars 10. Oh, sorry, Reed. Did we skip Reed?
Yeah.
Star Wars 10
Sherrod.
shared cover for around
Sherrod.
$30.
Yeah.
Sherrod, Terry, my bad. Sherrod cover for $30. Should I take it? I don't know what that is.
$30.
Sherrod cover?
I don't know what the going rate is right now for it. I think it's like 40.
Star Wars is
well, if you can, well, maybe
there's
if
a
you
few
can,
books that don't go down, and then a bunch that are just like, yeah, fuck it. You
We'll
can
get our
find
research
very
department
cheap.
on that.
yeah, we'll check it out. But I think if you can try to get them down a little bit, maybe take it, if you get it down to like 25, 20 or 25.
Right.
See what happens.
Mama Bear's finding all these keepers at the Goodwill. She's good job. She's thrifty. GT's like I'm all over this. And all right, it's still sporting. Yeah, I'm watching it. It's just not the same. I'm watching it on my TV. First time I paid attention to Mama Bear's pictures. Mama. All right. We done.
Yeah.
Suave says for $25. Then I think maybe you can get a little cheaper.
Yeah. I don't really go by the prices on Key Collector.
Yeah.
I would suggest any Star Wars book like that.
Well,
Try to find it in the wild. Don't buy it off of eBay. Try to find it in the wild. And that's probably going to be the cheapest place you're going to.
They actually are cheap. They're cheap. They got $27. They got one for $39.
What does it look like? Show me. I don't know what it looks like. What's the cover look like?
Oh yeah, I can see that. Get the hell out of here. Make it bigger.
Tom. Could you maybe just click one of those entries so we could actually?
Could you shrink it a little more so I have to really squint?
There you go.
Dog's gonna have his own channel.
Oh,
I will have my own channel one day.
Yeah.
That's outlandish.
I think you can definitely get that cheaper.
Yeah, listen. You know what? $30 is pretty good. You know what? You know, if he wants to sell you a couple, see if you can drop the price on a couple by buying it. If you buy a couple,
and you really like, I would hesitate to buy that book online unless you got a lot of high res scans on it, because those Dark Horse books are known for being beat to shit.
If it's a newsstand, something else to consider too. So
yeah, exactly.
Dustin got his Cherry 24 on the way. I'm back on Kickstarter. Well,
which one did you get? The Joe Picar, the Joe Picar cover, or just the Welds cover?
You got it, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get through through this catastrophe first, and then get into some other stuff. All right. Today on the Cbsi Hot 10 Outside Looking In, where we look at the books that just couldn't make their way to the top 10. They might be a bit interesting. They might have some potential. Maybe they'll make it there at some point. Maybe they'll never make it there. Maybe Pete's just offloading some bullshit on us to talk about. I don't know. But we're going to go through them. It was a rough week this week. So
keep giving us the scraps.
So we got some scraps of scraps this week. So tops up on the list. The Mark Spears Monsters #1, the 4th printing, the 1 in 20. Everyone loves the VHS box homage type cover.
NES.
Oh, it's an NES. Oh, yeah, it is an NES.
NES.
Yeah, NES.
So you got about a half dozen sales this week. About an average of $40 for 1 in 20. I mean, it's a double, but the way we've seen some of those Spears books just go crazy. Maybe this is a little bit of a cooling in some of these ratios. Like I said, the Keen Spot exclusives I find to be some of the better ones in terms of those ratios. Yeah, more reliable numbers. Yeah, well, you tend to get more reliable numbers of what's really coming out of there as well. But a little harder to find unless you're really going through Keen Spot for them if you're not on the secondary for them. So
also it gives a good chance for collectors that want to collect these books to get them for a reasonable price, because there's a lot of them out there that are way too much money out of hands. You have to be really a super collector to really go out and have that cash to buy these books.
Or you can watch shows like this and be ahead of the curve and have them in your collection when they come out.
It says record-breaking comic series up there. What is? I mean, it probably is a record breaker because this thing has like 14 printings or something, right? The same.
I think one of the things that Monsters has done that a lot of other books don't do is that subsequent issues of the book have gone up in volume, where it's normally the opposite for a lot of books. The first issue comes out and it has a higher print run, and then subsequent issues tend to taper down in print run.
So it's
Monsters has had the build where each sequential issue has seemed to have a bigger and bigger print run.
No, but I actually
Darth
think
Vader 3 effect.
But I also think that's part of the box. Record breaking game, monsters, kind of put it up there, just
I mean, I don't know,
type of thing, but also it could mean
right. I'm sure they couldn't foresee that whenever they made this comic that it was going to have that many printings.
I can tell you the one thing that this book does that the other books are not doing, and that's having their artists come on our show to talk about their books.
Yes.
Well, that is nice, but we would also have to ask other artists to come on and talk.
That's true.
Which we don't do very often. But maybe we'll start
doing
doing that more.
I put feelers out there every once in a while.
I'm going to be honest, and you guys know this because in the production chat, when I saw Mark Spears on the list again, my eyes kind of rolled a little bit because I'm suffering from a little bit of Mark Spears burnout right now. But Pete's like, hey man, these things are selling, so there's a reason why these things they're on the list, even though we do tend to see Mark Spears on the list every week. There's a reason these things are selling. I don't know. Obviously, Mark is putting out a lot of comics right now, so good for him. Pete's reporting what the data shows. I just hope that we're not seeing a little Emperor's New Clothes, a little bit of FOMO, and people are just like buying every Spears thing that hits the streets, just because they're afraid they're going to miss out on something. Because he has some great cover. The Vampy, I love the Vampy. I've been saying that it just came out this week. Love it. Not crazy what Dynamite did with all the variants.
That would make me very happy, Terry.
That's just Dynamite. The
Return of the Living Dead covers were fun, but if you opened the book and actually read it seeing the film footage from next Friday from my doctor's appointment was more exciting than actually reading that book.
I'm happy. I'm happy for Mark Spears. I'm happy that he's getting the work. People are calling him because they like his style, and yes. There's a lot of books that are pumped out there, but you know what? Listen, you're going to take the money. And when people offer you money,
I don't blame him. He's cashing in.
He's killing it, man. He's killing it. And look, Mark is not only is a great artist, he's a fantastic guy too. He's a down-to-earth guy. He's one of us, man. So that's what's cool about
that Return of the Living Dead, though. That's one that I guess the more brains or whatever is. But the regular one is not. I think I sold a couple of them for like $2 or $3 on a Whatnot stream. So those are one that, there's just a lot of them out there. I think it was just A cover or something, right? A or B cover.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing that we forget sometimes because we're a little saturated in this stuff more than a lot of other people at times.
Well, look, sure.
Across the country. So
thanks to Bruce. Yeah, we really are.
There's a lot of people out there. They don't watch YouTube. They don't, they're not in comic Discord chats. They're not, they're not kind of living and breathing that. They might go to their LCS every week or maybe every other week and pick up some books. And a lot of those LCSs are slow to pick up a lot of Mark's stuff. So,
well, look, again,
it was harder to find for a lot of people out there, or people just didn't know about it. And, it was kind of slow to get out there.
You think about it again, man. Right now, what books out there that have great art, great story, and you open the book from page 1 to the end and the cover, and everything is fantastic. They are out there. Read more indies, kids. No, get out of that Marvel and DC rut. Go read some indies. I know. Right now, there's just not much stuff out there that is easy access for fans to get. And if you want a comic book that has great art inside and a great story, Monsters and Mark Spears, he's putting it out. He's making things great. I know he's doing the covers and other stuff sucks, but like Monsters, man, like I said, if Bruce didn't introduce me to Monsters, I would have never knew what was going on with his book. And it is fucking awesome, man. Mark, man, that Zartan cover, I got it. I'm glad. I'm telling you, Killing it.
Well, he'll be on.
Tom, you're bought and paid for, man.
He'll be on in a few weeks. He's supposed to come on, I think, the 18th on Good Friday to talk up some stuff and what he has in queue.
Can't wait.
Like I said, the Spawn 77 thing I think will be nice. I think that will.
Yeah.
I still don't think, like I said, in our kind of comic world where we're kind of living and breathing this stuff all the time, it's like, oh, there's a lot. But I think the Spawn 77 stuff will mainstream them a little more, giving them a chance to get out there with the title, with cover and a story and something that'll get out to a lot more shops that will expose people. So we'll see. All right, next up on the list, we got Magic 2, the second print, the 1 in 25. Magic. No, it's Magic.
Why is it Magic? Magic. Mad?
Is how many E's? How many E's are in that in that word?
There is no E's.
I don't see any letter E's in that. Magic.
No, it's just magic. There you go.
So there's only 4 sales so far, but they're averaging around $58 for a 125. So people love their Campbell. People love Magic. So it's a 1 in 5, 25. It's doing all right. The Campbell people will come out and pick the stuff up.
Campbell.
Oh, yes.
Every time, you guys know I spend a lot of time on YouTube. On Whatnot. Too much time. Anytime someone mentions, if a seller wants a bidding war, just bring out something from Campbell, and it's like a feeding frenzy.
People like Campbell because it's an artist that people like a lot and will buy, but there's enough accessible stuff out there. It's not like, it's like the Bruce Timm stuff and stuff like that. Sometimes, a lot of those covers, they're a little rare. They go, but Campbell, there's some nice wide.
I like that second printing stuff out there. I like his sketch. I like that cover. I like it better than the color.
Yeah, it's good.
Joe likes Campbell because he really knows how to draw feet.
I enjoyed Danger Girl. I want that super cast of Danger Girl in live action.
I want the Danger Girl G.I. Joe. That's what I want. Those covers.
All right. Next up on our list this week, we got Daredevil #1, the Zdarsky run. This is the first appearance of North. Pete had noted that keep an eye on the next issue second print as it's tougher to find and features a detective on the cover. So, I mean, the Daredevil series is doing well. It hasn't really stirred up too much book-wise. Well, I mean, we got some White Tiger stuff popping a little bit here and there.
Muse isn't popping yet?
No, Muse hasn't really had some major revival because, I mean, everyone knew Muse was coming. So those books popped back then. So it wasn't really a surprise that, we were going to get Muse. So that secondary pop of, okay, people already know it's there. It's like, okay. And it's Marvel, so they'll probably kill him.
When Pete sent us the list, it said Daredevil 1. I was like, what the fuck is this doing on the list?
Listen, Daredevil's all, I'm telling you, man. Daredevil, like I said, Spider-Man has always been my #1 comic. Daredevil later on. I love the street heroes, man. The street heroes are definitely the best thing about Marvel comics that I like.
I'm sorry. Over the past handful of years, Daredevil has actually been the best read out of Marvel. Yeah. It's had the best kind of successive storylines and good writers and interesting stories for a while now, which is funny because, they love their Spider-Mans and their X-Men's. But the Daredevil storylines have been very good. So
I will say, and I only, when I talk about what young people like, I usually I'm talking about my kids usually. But I will say my oldest son, this series has brought my oldest son back into Marvel, MCU-ish type of, he calls me every time a new episode of this drops, he calls me and we talk about it. And this is a guy who had given up. He's not watched any of the other Marvel stuff that was on Disney Plus. I had to explain to him who the bank vice president was in this last series. Yeah. He had no idea. He had no idea who Miss Marvel was. He just totally. But Daredevil has brought him back into caring.
I like it. I mean, I know people are like, "Oh, there's not enough action in there. This is boring," or what. I've been enjoying it. I like it. It's story based.
Yep.
It's a little more grounded, and I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it a lot. I look forward to it every week.
I can't wait to see when they show Kingpin taking the juice. Because he's definitely on either the super serum, soldier serum, or something. Because remember when he ripped the door off to miss in friggin' Echo? He ripped the door off the car. So he's got some strength. So
he had to heal up somehow.
Exactly, and he healed up quick with his eyes. So he's got some kind of a super serum. I want to see that. He destroyed Vanessa's lover.
Yeah, like that was a fair fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel loves their one-off villains.
I know.
And Muse in this,
this
is really a Kingpin Daredevil story. Muse is just kind of, I think, thrown in to
the whole story plot
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for that reason, don't go spending a lot of money on these first appearances, because Marvel does like to use them and lose them in these series.
Well, I think the Muse is going to probably come back. He definitely didn't die. And what's funny, because I was trying to see if he had the mutant powers, because in the comic books he had a mutant power, that he can shut off sound, and that's why Daredevil couldn't hear him.
They'll probably, knowing Disney, they'll bring Muse back 3 or 4 times before we ever get a decent Bullseye series. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, hey, don't worry about it. Bullseye is going to be the leader of the friggin' anti-task force that friggin' Wilson Fisk put together. So Bullseye is definitely going to get his costume. I'm telling you, man, next season.
I will hold you to that. I hope you're right. No, I'm serious. I do want more Bullseye.
And to stay in the same vein, we got Shadowland #1, the second print.
Yep.
Since this suit is very similar to the one that is leaked for season 2, book's around $20. Right, second print. People start to go out after second prints a bit now. If there's a little bit of a lower print run on it,
maybe
like that, or an interesting cover on it. They're using some different art.
And listen, my porn writing's gonna get much better, man. You see, the whole fact is that I can't write it, but I can do it.
I hate to tell everybody
based on the bar you set, there's nowhere to go but up.
I know. Right?
Anybody that tunes in for any more of Dom's porn storylines is going to be. We're having to shift We're still going to maybe cover some of that area, but we're having to change the game because it's just becoming a mess. It's just we're having to.
Yeah. Oh man.
So
listen, cosmic.
The Shadowland, the costume that they got, they showed the suit, and if it's any bit like Shadowland, we're gonna get ninjas freaking guarding the city. I'm telling you, it's gonna be badass when he puts his anti-vigilante when his vigilante team is gonna put together to fight Fisk's team. I can't wait.
Didn't he already fight a whole bunch of ninjas in one of the series of Netflix?
Well, no, in Netflix he fought the Hand in Netflix, but can't wait, man.
Like I said, I've just been enjoying it. I'm along for the ride. I'll take what you give me.
I know,
and I'm okay with it. I've been enjoying it, and that's
Shadowland was such a good series, man. Him being controlled by a demon, being the leader of the Hand. It was a good story, man. Very good story.
So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. And I think if they do that in this series, it's not going to be a demon. It's going to be like he's drugged up or something.
Well, you know what? Look, I'm going to look
under mind control from that.
Yeah, she's coming back. She is coming back. The actress who played Electra, she's coming back. They already mentioned it that she will be making her appearance. So
killing her off.
Marvel always does this. They bring something and you'll get excited, and then do the totally opposite. They won't do what the comic does. They have all that source material right there, all that source material that they can use, but they want to do it their own way. But if they do it the way the comic is, so much more traction, so much more.
I love that Dotson Lady Bullseye.
Oh, yes. Lady Bullseye. I have that comic someplace in one of my boxes.
Whatever they're doing with the series, they need to keep it up, even if it's not going word for word by the source material. I think they
never do.
I think they've hit a home.
I'm fine with it. I'm just enjoying it. You know, I'm not. I just don't give a shit anymore. I'll start watching something. If I like it, I'll keep watching it. If I don't, I just won't. And I'm fine with that.
You know what? Hey, Joe, I'm telling you, the storyline, that's what's making it awesome, man. And people say, yeah, it's a courtroom drama, no Daredevil.
It's not a courtroom drama at all. I mean, there's very little of it has taken place in a courtroom.
Yes.
Yeah, one episode.
It's awesome, man. No, it's awesome. I love the story. I love the plot. I love how it's building.
Well, this week we got a bank drama, so you know.
A climax is ending is going to be happening, man. We have a great season finale, man.
It's good. Keep watching it.
I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep watching it. I like it. I don't give a fuck if anyone else does.
A topless Typhoid Mary, yes.
And last but not least, we got the old Legend of Zelda live action film is coming our way in 2027. So, why not? If you got it, that's great. Maybe it'll catch a little good buzz from this, and rise up a little bit. Dust off those Valiant books.
Every time I see this book come up on a list, I always think back to when they had the 3-packs at the dollar store, and I only bought one. And they had a whole bin full of them. Oh,
yeah. Yes, Terry, you are 100% correct.
Is this? I'm behind. So is this the season finale? Is what dropped this week? Okay, yes, I haven't watched it yet.
It is dumber, and a little cheesier. But I don't know. I just I understand it's cheesy, but I can still just kind of watch it and enjoy it. I think the first season was the best. The second season was a little fan. This season was a little cheesy, but it was all right. I got to watch him fuck some people up, so that was good for me. It was good enough for me.
It's always good.
He put on like another 100 pounds in fucking muscle this season. He's fucking huge.
I know that dude.
Yeah, he's massive. So yeah, it's a silly, dumb show, but I like it. It's just fun. So that's what we got for this week for our outside looking in. Thank you very much, Pete.
It was a good list.
Yeah. It was a decent list this week. Oh, and I guess to start off the show, we will make a correction from last week.
Oh God!
Howard the Duck #1, Volume 5. This is the cover. Was the first Gwenpool appearance.
Yes.
Volume 6. Styx, who do we blame?
It's Styx.
I blame the internet.
There we go.
I blame the internet.
You don't know shit.
All righty. We got some pickups. Yeah. Look at that. Jedi.
Can I go?
Jedi has a manly pile to go through.
Can I go first? I have two things. That's it.
Sure. You got it, Tom.
Real quick.
There you go.
I got my Caesar.
There you go.
Shadows of the Empire.
Caesar. Yeah.
Caesar. Freaking Black Series. I got my Balin. Let's go freaking hot toy.
Hey, there's Jedi.
Johnson hot toy.
Hey,
put a baseball cap on that thing.
I know, right? Yeah, that's all I got.
Some soft goods. Let's put a baseball hat on that.
Yeah, put him right next to a C3PO.
Jedi, man. Come on. Here's Jedi Johnson right there. That's it.
Making me blush.
Yeah. When
there you go.
When Jedi comes to Baltimore,
I'm gonna fill up my water here.
So I know we're going to be talking a little bit of Vampirella later on in the show, just a little bit. So I pulled up the Vampy stack that I've been sitting on for, not literally sitting on it, but before we get into Vampy, I have a couple of, this is the, what do you call it? The thingy? The small ones?
What?
Ash can. It's right there on the damn thing.
Attacks, right?
Ash can. Oh,
it's the Ash can for Red Sonja Mars Attacks, which I guess is coming out.
Yep.
We have the Ash can for Vampirella #1. This is the Perillo cover.
Okay.
And all right, buckle up, fellas. Picked up, man, it just seems like every time I see every time I see EOM now, I have to pick up EOM. So I got EOM, Vampy.
Mama, I'm kind of
I made it back just in time for the EOM.
Yeah, that was a thick Vampy right there for a second. Go back to that Vampy. Damn, man. She's been sucking.
EOM likes them wet, man. They're always good and wet.
EOM likes them wet. It sure does. That's EOM. I don't know the titles. These are strictly cover buys. Here she is.
I was gonna say, do you care?
Stars and Stripes.
Do you care? You're not reading the book inside.
Nice. Like them.
Not with the material inside. You just want the cover.
More Vampy.
Oh, I like that cover. That's a nice cover.
Then I picked this up. This is like older Vampy.
You're right, Mama Bear. You're right.
It's on brand. Oh, there you go. Nice.
Okay, then I picked up a couple of 616 Vampy exclusives. This is 675 from Anna Kathy.
Nice.
I like that anime style.
Yeah.
I like that style. That's pretty cool.
Actually picked up 2 of those. Actually,
they do look like girls on Instagram that I sent you.
Here is the Ivan Tao Vampirella.
That's Tao. That's Tao.
That's Tao. Yeah,
that's nice.
That's.
I really like this one. Tao. This one's giving Mark Spears a run for his money as far as this one goes. But I have not got my Mark Spears yet. Vampies. They are in the mail. I hope. Some Poulat.
There you go. Both. There you go. I love those because I love both word bubbles in them because they're fantastic.
Yep. They're 2 different words. They're both different. Are they different or the same?
Yeah, one of them says buy this issue. The other says Neil Mortal. And then,
Neil Mortal. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But,
I love both of those. That is. I think that might be. I didn't think it was Tao either. But it was.
It's Ivan. I shortened it. It's Ivan.
Oh, is it Talavera?
Talavera. Yeah, I shortened it.
Okay.
Ivan Talavera. Yeah. Because I can't pronounce those hard words.
Terry, keep
and then we got this is Dracula or Vampirella Dracula by Lobos.
Nice. I like Lobos. Vampirella stuff is good.
Now here we go. Here is Vampirella from the original Vampirella Volume 1. This is number 110.
There you go.
Nice.
Little Warren stuff. Nice.
We have number 103.
Oh,
very
so
nice.
Good.
These are in good shape.
Little dolphin homage there.
Yeah.
Here is 102.
Those look pretty clean too.
They do.
These are
really
hard
hard.
Clean. Yeah.
They're hard to find.
101.
It's a space one. I can't think of what this is.
There's very few bad covers in that original Warren run.
Here is what is this? There's 94.
Ooh, I like that one.
Nice. That one's a good one. Is that the one that has? I think that might be the one that has all of the artists doing the art on it.
Yeah, there's this one and there's another one that might be the one you're talking about.
I know there's one that has has Torres, Frazetta, San Julian on it.
There's 91.
Nice.
That's nice.
I picked all these up from the same seller on eBay. This is 80. What is it? 89. Again, all pretty clean. Very few, if any, spine ticks on these.
It makes me very happy to see people buying magazines.
This is 81.
Oh, that's a good cover.
That's good.
Like I said, that original Warren run, it's hard to find a bad cover in that run.
62, getting attacked by a lobster.
Tentacle monster.
Crawfish.
She getting attacked by a bunch of penises.
Here is 50.
What?
Nice. Anything? Oh, it's a nice San Julian.
Yes.
This might be the one you're talking about.
San Julian's still out there kicking it, man. That guy's like 80, and he's still out there. That's the one, yeah. That's the 45. One that has everybody's art on it, which is awesome. That gives you a little bit of everything.
And we have 30. This is the first Panther.
Nice.
Again, very clean.
Damn, those
very, very clean.
And that's a dark cover, so that it looks really nice, really sharp. Wow.
And then lastly, I showed this to you guys already. I have not showed it to our viewers yet. It was on my list.
Damn, always on my list.
Really? It was on my list to get for the year. I went ahead and grabbed it because I found a very good price for an 8.5.
There you go.
There you go.
Good man. Good man. Stacking up those keys. Frazetta all day.
Really excited about this one. I got it for a good price, probably including taxes and everything, probably around $1,700. It was like $15.50 or something, but then you got taxes and shipping, so probably around $1,700, which is, I think, a good deal for this, seeing what recent sales have been for 8.5. So
yeah, and it's
now I thought buying this one might keep me from spending on others, but so far that hasn't happened.
Now you got a good start. Now you got to collect the whole Warren run.
That's what I'm looking to do.
And it's doable. It's very doable. You just gotta give in sometimes on some of the conditions.
But you know what?
Like, I'll get them, and then I'll just trade up for better conditions later.
I know the books are probably, a lot of them are beat up, but at the same time, you get the most expensive one. You got number one, right? So,
yeah, this number one's in good shape too. Considering it's 8.5, so it's not perfect.
Get the rest of them for reasonable prices. Go to look at lots. Like if you go on and see lots, what they got available.
Number one and number 2 is the only ones I really want graded. The others I'll take raw in good condition. So.
How about the first 5 issues, man?
Like I say, I mean, it's not like tons of people bagged and boarded magazines. They sat in bins and stuff like that. They're a bit of a mess sometimes. Got anything, Styx?
I got a couple things I can pull up the back.
Oh, there you go. I have that book sitting around here somewhere.
I got a Moon Knight.
Ooh, the Scotty Young.
The Dead. Yep, Scotty Young.
Yeah, I was going to do a Moon Knight Scotty Young lot with a handful.
Got my Mudmen. Got some Mudmen on the cover there.
Mummies. Yeah, mummies.
A couple random throw-ins. A Batman and the Signal.
Oh, nice.
What was this? This was can't think of her name. You'll know it, Joe. The Nightwing Rebirth. I want to say it's a girl.
Is it a Sweeney Boo? No, that's not a Boo.
No. Babs Tar.
Oh, it's Babs Tar.
Babs.
Nice.
Yeah, Babs Tar. I knew I'd come up with it. And then I picked up some because the Marvel's coming out. I figured I'll get some of these photo covers.
I like photo covers. They always seem to.
There's a Civil War. The Civil War prelude.
People always hate them when they come out, and then for some reason they always become very collectible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're gonna go and get like autographs and stuff, they're nice for autographs. With that Babs Tar, I picked up this Doctor Who Babs Tar.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Like that. They threw in a free comic book day Doctor Who for me. Wonder who that was. Photo cover for Doctor Who. Then a couple other like random.
Everyone.
I think I might have had I think I might have already had these ones, but I picked them up anyway. They were only $1. If I didn't have them, I got them. And then on eBay, or not eBay, but on
Kari.
No. Whatnot. I picked up a lot of these little Doctor Who vinyls, the Titan vinyls. They had a box of them for $10. So there's like 15 of them in there.
Take these off our hands. Just pay shipping.
I'll take them. Couple, just a couple. Another 12th Doctor, and then this one I got to put together. It was still in the plastic, so I got a Dalek. So that's it for me.
All righty.
Okay, so we ever going to do the Doctor Who show?
I've got it all set to go. I just got to figure out when you want to do it.
Oh, right. I'm easy, man. Just let me know.
So start off with a little Sonia Mattis.
Nice.
Some fairy tales.
What's that theme? Was that a theme or?
No, it's just the Through Death and After. It's just a Zetascope from fairy tales. Little Luana Vecchio, Vicarious. I'll switch my camera up at some point because everything's backwards. Some Kill Town.
That's good. We can read it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the holofoil for the Kill Town. Woo, woo, it's shiny. There's your Last Boy, Boom Reserve. I picked up a couple of these. I've been talking this up for a while. I like it better than the Hughes, but who am I to say? There's some others out there. Miss Bird City also likes that cover as well. Little Sun.
Pumpkin.
Everyone loves Little Sun. When it's cloudy outside, everyone loves to see the sun come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Little Jim of Food, Savage Street Vigilante, Scotty Young cover off the Kickstarter. So for all you Scotty fans out there, it's one that's a little hard to find.
It is.
And there's the Mafood cover. As always, like I said, you all know I always get all of my Luana Vecchio covers. So I get everything from doll parts. The coffee cover is also gorgeous. To make Jedi happy, let's just throw up some Vampy.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I have no, I don't have that one either.
No, I got 2 copies of this. I'll send you one, Jedi. A little more Sun.
Nice.
So why not? Just some Kickstarter stuff that came in. Now let's go back in time a little bit. Little Nyoka, the Jungle Girl.
Oh.
Old Fawcett. I love these kind of airbrush filmed covers that are a lot of fun. I get that one. That one. They're a lot of fun, and they're actually very reasonable. Like the early run of it.
You got Fawcett, a red dress right there. Nice.
The early run of it for Fawcett has actual drawn covers. They're pretty pricey.
They're not good.
And then you have the later Fawcett run, and then it switches over to Charleston. And you have that run. And I picked up, I got a subscription to this Delirium magazine. It's a horror magazine, which likes to focus on giallo and schlock humor or horror. Good stuff. Jello.
I think it's a Jello salon humor.
Giallo.
I like to focus on Jello wrestling.
The Italian style of horror.
Did you ever get the magazine? It was a magazine that I don't know if it's still printed out. It used to be called Girls and Corpses or Chicks and Corpses or something like that.
No, but I would like to have that. That would be nice.
It was a horror magazine.
Ooh,
it's like it was really some good stuff in there.
But no, this magazine, you can get a subscription for it for like 4 issues for like $50 or so, which isn't half bad. That includes the shipping. The next issue 41 will have a Suspiria cover on it. So there will be Suspiria art on the next one. She's done a handful of covers.
I never did, Jay.
Plus, it's a fun read. It's a fun magazine. So that's what I got.
Nice.
So
I'm not familiar with that, JJ. I'm not familiar with that.
I hadn't heard of this magazine before, and then I knew Suspiria was doing a cover, and then I went back and saw she had done a couple other covers. They're on their 40th issue. It's if you're into like good like Italian horror type stuff, giallo stuff is fantastic if you're an Argento fan, stuff like that. But it's a fun magazine for horror fans. So go check it out. It's good stuff. Like I said, you can
JJ
find
knows
them
more
online.
than just Star Wars, folks. He knows JJ's well-rounded.
JJ is very well-rounded. All right. So for Comic Now later this week, there were a few things that I liked. I've been enjoying this Battle Action magazine. It's a good anthology magazine, has a lot of good stories. A lot of the covers have been great on there. If you like kind of, World War II type covers and stuff like that, and kind of some of the older pulpy type stuff. This is just a beautiful cover.
Is it European based?
I don't know whether it is or not. I know the lady that did this cover is Swedish.
I only asked because there used to be a Battle Action magazine that was put out in the UK that was like from maybe the 60s, maybe the 50s or 60s, and that come the 70s it turned into Action Force, which turned into G.I. Joe. So
but no, this is a fun magazine. There have been some really good covers on it, so I like to throw some magazines in here. I think magazines should make a serious comeback. There's some good stuff out there, and there's a lot of artists that are
the magazines
doing cool covers.
Are bigger than the box. They you have to buy magazine bags.
You gotta buy a bigger box. That's all.
Yeah, you gotta buy a box. You gotta buy top loaders. Like I just had to buy top loaders for my Vaporella stuff I picked up.
I mean, like my Penthouse stuff comes bagged and boarded, so I don't have to worry about bagging and boarding those. But that's one of the few magazines that I'm buying where it's like, oh yeah, I got to buy 6 covers. Everything else, it's normally like one here, one there. So yeah, I got a thing of Mylars and backs for magazines, and that lasts me plenty long.
That's good. Garth Ennis wrote a story. Oh wow.
Oh yeah. He's been doing on this series for
that's going to be some perverted shit in there then if he's writing something.
Yeah.
Remember the old Faust days?
Something's getting inserted somewhere that it ain't supposed to be.
Faust. Faust was a good example. It was a great book.
No? And you know what? The Ophala M does not get enough love. Countless Little Deaths from Cheeky Comics. The Ophala M Sweet variant. There's 2 other wonderful variants of this, which are much naughtier. I've really been enjoying Ophala M's covers lately. I know nothing about the artist other than I buy a lot of their covers off of Kickstarters, but it's good stuff. Very good stuff. And last but not least, coming out this week, since I think James Crider and I are the only ones reading this book, Hal number 3, the 1 and 3 Alan Robinson variant. I really love the way Ahoy Comics is putting these out. You basically have, this is the 1 and 3, but you basically have a trade dress cover. You can flip it on the back and have a virgin cover for like the A cover and stuff like that. It's a nice little thing that they're doing. Ahoy Comics has been doing good stuff with this, with Babs. They've had some good stuff out there. So nice. Louis L'Amour. I haven't heard Louis L'Amour in a long time for all you Western novel fans. And you know what? I loaded up the future for one title. Gehenna, Naked Aggression, which is coming in June. I love all of these. The A and B covers are fantastic. The Maria Lovett naked cover, it doesn't come with that heart on it. I do believe that this is a black bag variant, so you should not have that heart there, I believe, when you get that cover. And the Scalera 1 and 25 is also a gorgeous book. I love Scalera. Every now and then I see a Scalera cover and I'm like, geez, why do I always forget about Matteo Scalera? But I don't know. This is a good book in the vein of kind of like a Gun Honey type book in terms of having a fun story that'll be a fun read with some sexy ladies and some great covers. So have at it. It's Image Comics. Their books are still pretty cheap. Order it pre-FOC. Pick up those covers cheap. Well, you can get for what, like $2.79 each for like the A cover and the B cover, also fantastic. If you order them pre-FOC, so get some good books cheap.
Nice.
And up for my Tops and Tails cover of the week, Final Girl Next Door 2, which we will look at actually when we look at our Kickstarters. Yum is an artist that I think one should familiarize themselves with. In the Kickstarter world, you will see Yum covers, but they're good, and it's definitely an artist I could see making a nice crossover and having some fun stuff in some mainstream titles. So this is the mild cover. The spicier covers are fun, but it's good stuff. Well, that's what we got this week.
Nice.
Okay.
Now there is no Chuffs this week because Bruce isn't here, so we're not going to talk about all the smoke in Martian Manhunter. And we're not going to talk about, Prometheus in Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman. So I instead decided, at the urging of Jedi, I said, hey, let's review Vampirella. And I said, fine, we will do our 5-minute update as a 5-minute Vampirella update.
Before you change the slide, you sent this in the chat, but it was very small. Now that I see it blown up, that one picture of Vampirella on the right, the way her right thigh is on the other side of the gargoyle.
Oh, whoops!
A little weird.
A little phallic at times.
Yeah,
Is awesome.
Anyway, yeah, I was like, whoa.
That's the Sveta cover. So we're gonna do a little 5-minute update. So we read Vampirella 1. We'll go through some of the covers first and take a look. I didn't put 8,000 covers in here. I tried to grab a representative sample of each of the covers because it's Dynamite. So I'm not going to give you the rainbow calliope of Vampirella covers of all the Mark Spears covers and all that stuff and all the black and whites and virgins.
We'd be here for days.
So yeah, but I mean, you had a good Elias Chidosis cover, you had a good Mark Spears cover, you had a Greg Land cover there. As always, there's normally a nice cosplay cover.
Oh, that's Rachie. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Perillo. Ancoletto there. You already saw Jedi's Poulat cover. There's the exclusive, the Sveta that Bird City is running, which I bought because I will buy it.
I think there's about 50 covers. It seems like there's a lot.
There are a lot. Like I said, each one of these that aren't a store exclusive has 3 to 4 variants at a minimum. So
yeah, that's including the different color variations, though. I think so. Because you figure, like with the Spears, you have the like trade 8. Dress, the Virgin. Like you have like 4 different color variations. You have the black and white, and then you have those with trade dress, without trade dress. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, kids. You also had a nice little Dan Parent exclusive. There's a Talavera, I believe, in the middle. You had a Ryan Kincaid on the right. On the right? That's
Ryan Kincaid, I believe, on the far right.
That's Tyler. That's Tyler.
Yeah, it's Kirkham. Oh yeah. So sorry. There's our battle damaged Vampirella.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll start labeling all these, but that would take so much goddamn time to label every goddamn one. I love you guys. I just don't love you that much. You got a nice art germ there. You got a nice Nuno printer there for the Archie homage, which was
I like the Archie homage.
That one was tops on my list of covers to get for this.
Who's in the picture? Who's she got in the picture there?
I don't know who that's supposed to be in there.
Is that Chucky?
I think it was Reggie, but I don't know who it's supposed to be. It's Dracula, though.
Yeah.
I assume.
Oh, she's talking to Dracula on the phone.
Oh, that's not Dracula. He's got teeth, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, there were you had a handful of covers for this. And then you had the story itself, which was interesting. How'd you feel about this, Jedi?
So as someone who hasn't actually read a lot of Vampirella, I'm, cover candy collector for the most part. I've read some of the earlier stuff, and then I tried reading. I think when year one came out, I think I read a one or two. Here's what I got to say about this. I thought whoever's doing the internal art, the comic art inside, I thought was very crisp and clean art personally. Not a whole lot of complex. Well, I take that back. There is some complex art in there too, but I thought it was pretty crisp and clean. The story I thought was, maybe if you haven't read some of the preceding comic titles, maybe you're lost. But I think you catch up quickly. I don't think it's not brain surgery. I think you can catch on pretty quickly. She's
a single mother.
She's a single mom.
It's a story of a single mom.
Yeah, she's a single mom dealing with things that a single mom would, while also being a vigilante, kind of, trying to keep drugs off the street, that kind of thing. And then we have a time traveler who comes back, which, spoiler alert, turns out to be her son from the future. So there's something there that maybe we missed from a previous title. There's time travel. Somebody sent her son back for some reason so that she wouldn't come back and because she rescued her son from Draculina or Lilith or somebody, and he's going to come back and try to convince her not to do that, not to rescue him. I mean, again, a lot of stuff that we maybe having to play catch up on, but again, I don't think it's going to be brain surgery. I don't think you have to go back necessarily and read all those other titles. The one character that she's pushed out the window here, I thought was kind of funny. I actually kind of chuckled because he is like the stereotypical 1970s pimp. And the way he talks is like 100% pimp language from the 70s. So I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah,
Huggy Bear.
I'll probably keep reading it. Just because it's Vampirella, and I kind of want to.
And you're going to buy them anyway, so why not?
I'm going to buy them anyway. Yeah, so might as well.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it at all. I'm more of a Red Sonja fan. I kind of like that universe and those types of kind of let's go on an adventure kind of story. A little more than I like vampy stories, but it was fine. Like, I'm like you. I'm gonna buy the fucking books anyway. So yeah, why not read them?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong because I don't know comic history. I don't know if any vampy story has ever been nominated for some. Like,
no, but I mean, I think Christopher Priest is writing this.
So.
I think Christopher Priest is writing this. He's written a ton of vampy stuff. He's a respected writer. They put people on here. They try to put together a reasonable story in Vampirella and Red Sonja.
There's not a whole lot of reading either, which is good.
No,
I mean, it's pretty simple reading. Not a whole lot of. You don't have a paragraph that you got to blow up. You got to either hold your comic up here or blow up the screen.
And like you said, the art's nice and crisp. It's it's easy to follow. It's easy on the eyes. It doesn't try to do too much, but isn't phoning it in. I've seen plenty of Marvel books where they're like, oh, here's this X-Men book. Let's just phone in the interiors. This was decent. This was fine. And like I said, I'm buying them anyway because I like Vampirella and I like Vampirella covers. So I'll probably just keep reading it.
And I think this is really great that Joe and I have given a much more in-depth and caring review of Vampirella than we ever did for any of the Absolute titles that Bruce makes us do every week. So suck it, Bruce.
It was a tough one this week for Absolute with Absolute Martian Manhunter. That was a very unique book, which I actually enjoyed it, but it's not a book for everybody. It's a book for very few people. But I think the very few people that enjoyed it really enjoyed it. So you'll have to wait till Bruce comes back next week for the Absolute Roundup, where I guess we'll have a backlog.
I was gonna say like 4 or 5 comics we got to look at next week when he gets back.
Well, before I knew Bruce wasn't going to be here, I had already read the 2 Absolute books for this week. I was reading Absolute Wonder Woman anyway, but again, there'll be a backlog, and we'll be back at it next week with some Absolute. But I think it's fun to pepper in these other little 5-minute updates here and there about some other books that maybe people haven't opened the covers on. So
Ever.
Here we go. 5-minute Vampy.
Yeah, good job.
Jedi, what we got this week for
That's Not a Comic this week.
I always forget this one comes up next. Yeah, I always think it Styx. Here, let me run your intro just because it's fun.
It's time for the That's Not a Comic, That's Not a Comic, Salia Comic, Salia. It's time for the That's Not a Comic, That's Not a Comic, Salia Comic, Salia Comic. Oh, cool. Sale of the week.
Man, I love it when they it doesn't even sound like Sally. Like Sally.
Oh, blame the AI. They'll figure it out.
AI.
So a little peek into my process. I don't really have a process as to how I decide what we're going to cover on That's Not a Comic of the Week. This idea came to me while I was sitting on the toilet. So let that visual soak in. I said, hey, let's talk about cap guns.
Were you shining your gun?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this was I have toy guns that I play with while I'm sitting on the toilet. Okay, I've gone too far.
You're polishing your pistol in the bathroom? Nice. Good.
Tom, don't get me started on my restroom habits. All right, because that's a whole show. It's a whole show in its own. So we had some vintage cap guns, the old cap guns from I don't even know if they make these things anymore. They used to come in all different variations where you had the rolls of little.
They still make the roll ones. They do still make the roll ones. They suck, but they're not as nice as this.
And then you had these where you had the little caps maybe you put on the
little plastic pinwheels
things. Yeah. I think I had, obviously not from the 50s. I probably had some toy cap guns when I was a kid back in the 70s.
I did not realize until we brought this up on the larger screen, because I put together all the slides from my phone because I'm a masochist. And everything's very small and hard to read. I'm pretty sure I have that one in the middle, by the way.
Oh, really? Cool. Well,
it was my dad's.
If you still have the box and everything, it's worth.
No, I don't. I don't have the box. I used to play with it as a kid all the
time. So starting from the left to the right, we have a Leslie Henry Roy Rogers Smokin' 49er repeater cap pistol with leather holster. I don't even know if they were making leather holsters. Maybe when I was a kid, you could still get a leather holster. From the 1950s, 17 bids. So we actually had some bidding on this one. $666.53 late last year, December 29th.
Nice.
That's
Terry.
That's gorgeous. I mean, the holster.
Trust me, nobody wants to use it after me, Terry. Nobody. And then the one Joe was talking about in the middle, we had the Mattel bullet loading Fanner 50 from 1959. They say it's unused, which it still has a box, so it probably is. Best offer accepted of $385 back in mid-February.
That's just recently. Sure.
Yeah, and then like I said, this one I don't think came with a host or anything, but and then going science fiction, also from the 50s, Hubble Atomic Disintegrator Diecast Space Cap Gun. Best offer accepted of about $400 from again late last year.
Yeah.
Those old ones.
Jubilee.
I mean,
Jubilee used to make a lot of stuff like that.
I mean,
this is the kind of stuff that I imagine that Styx has, like just tubs, just like plastic tubs full of like loose.
I know I've got a couple of cap guns. I don't know which ones, but I don't have any space age ones though.
You see these guns? My father, a long time ago, not these guns in particular, Walther P38s. My father used to get he got like a whole pallet full of cap guns that were either black, gold, or silver, and they're like Walther P38s. My older brother, Geek Astronomy, James, he has 2 of them still home. When my father had them when he was a kid, and they were cap guns. It was like a little cartridge that you put the caps inside, and you put it, you load it, and you click it, and you shoot it. So we had cap guns all the time. I wish I would have had I wish I would have had the ones my father had back then. I think my brother still has them. Actually, I'll call him tomorrow. I'm gonna call him tomorrow and find out. But I think he does.
Don't call him right now.
No, I'm gonna call him right now. Oh, James, what's up, man? Listen, you still got those cap guns?
Yeah, I want them now.
Caps are fun as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the little plastic roll that would just be the round plastic, and you would put it in normally for a revolver type gun, and it would
have
around
the auto feed. The paper ones had like the auto. Those like the ones I remember were paper and had the little like gunpowder dots or whatever it was.
Yep. Yeah, you had those
auto feed. And
you had those, and you also had the strips of plastic ones that were straight. They were like the little revolver ones, but they were long, and you would put it in, and it would self-feed through as well, which were nice.
Okay. Raise your hand. Tell me I'm not the only one that after you fired off a couple of rounds, you
smell it. Yes.
You got to smell it.
No.
I was the kid that would take the rolls and take them out with a pack of matches and just light the whole roll on fire.
I was the type of kid that took the gun next to my grandmother's ear. Pop, 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 pop. That was a bad.
Hey, Stuna.
That was a menace.
Yeah, I know my parents always would regret immediately after buying me any type of cap gun because the house would be very loud.
That's it for this week. I thought it was pretty cool. Just because I knew we could also kind of reminisce about this. It's something most kids who grew up in the 70s and 80s had something like this.
Yeah, I mean, all these they went through whatever phase they, in the 40s and 50s and even early 60s, you had all the Westerns and stuff like that. So you had all the Western ones. And then you had through the 50s and 60s and stuff, you had all the space ones, which were real big. For us, once you got a goddamn Rambo movie, then it was like, oh shit, all bets are off. Everything was large guns.
Oh yeah.
Hey Joe, did you ever get a machine gun cap gun?
Not the machine gun cap gun. I got the one that just would have the rolling rumble in it. So
the spark.
Yeah.
I can remember the one that they'd have like the electronic spark in them or something like that.
Yeah.
Take it out. Yeah.
Like, what about the what's the gun? The what's it called? The Falcon, the machine gun that goes. The one that Jesse the Body had in Predator. The
M60.
The gun.
The one that goes helicopter gun.
Yeah, that one. They figured had that shit. They had something like that, a cap gun like that, but a smaller version, and.
Yeah. Well, these were replaced by the water gun because they really went high tech with the water guns. Yeah. In fact, I think they have a water gun that's actually what Dom is talking about. Same type. It's like a Gatling water gun. It just fires out jets of water. So also lots of fun.
I used to put milk in water guns and then squirt people in the back of the
head. That's horrible.
Horrible.
That's absolutely horrible.
Horrible, man. Come on, man.
In those hot summer New York days, spraying people with milk. Oh God, what a mess!
Dom was a menace.
I was, man. You should put Nair in eggs for Halloween and throw them at people. Hit them in the hair. Their hair falls out. Come on, man. That's why I have no hair.
We used to have the water squirt guns. Me, my brother, and my cousin Dusty. We were all about the same age. Dusty's. My aunt, who was Dusty's grandma, would babysit him. And we used to take milk and all kind of like stuff like milk, and we'd sneak it out of the refrigerator in my grandma's house, and we'd let it spoil, and then we'd add like pickle juice, anything we could find, we put in this fucking thing. We called it Pouton. Swear to God, we called it Pouton, and we would put it in water guns, and have like squirt gun fights with this Pouton. And we'd come in the house just reeking, and my grandma would be like, "What the hell? You guys smell like it?"
Hey, Chico, no problem, man. You can ask us, man. The open season 1 through 4, $75 He wants to know if it's a good deal. I actually think it's pretty good. I know number one.
I'm out of touch.
Number one usually goes.
If JJ's still in the chat, he could probably tell you off the top of his head.
I think number one usually goes for like $40. Usually $40, and the other two depending on the other three issues.
Well, there's variants of number one too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think there is, but I know graded wise, they're pretty good. Pretty good ones.
Yeah, I mean they're a pretty solid $20 to $25 a book for the later ones. You get more for number one, but
I think a 9/8, number 198. That's the one where he's like laid out. There's like and then there's a variant with like got just like the chalk line and no body or something.
No, not that one. This is a Jango Fett book. Jango Fett was a kid.
No, I'm thinking of Boba Fett. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, you got the shooting on the cover of one. I don't know. I mean, it's tough sometimes because when you see a lot, you're like, oh, okay, let me price them out individually. And granted, if you poach around and just are lazy about it, you'll probably pay $100 for the set, but individually. So I don't know. I mean, they would have to be in good shape. I mean, it's a book that's held value, which is rare for Star Wars books.
You see a 9/8 number one, it goes for like $139 for 9/8. So the set, open season 3 is $35, around $35. So yeah, I think it's pretty good.
You can normally score them on average about $20 a book.
Yeah,
if you're looking. So $80 for the set.
That's pretty good because
of them individually. So I mean, $70 puts you under $20 a book. Yeah. I mean, I guess here's what I have to say: are you looking to flip the books, or are you a fan? If you're a fan, you like the Fett. You want to build out your collection, put some decent books in there that are Star Wars books.
Good buy shop. I would buy.
I would go into just look at the sold, see if you can find any sold references on eBay, see what they're going for. I would trust that a lot more than Key Collector, to be honest with you.
I guarantee those are books that you could, if somebody puts some of that stuff up for auction, those are types of books that you can snipe at an auction pretty cheap. Most of the books that are fixed price that are up there are probably going to be relatively fair market value, $20 to $25 a book, probably.
$84.
But like I said, if you look for an auction and just try to piece the set together and take some patience with it, you could probably put together a set for $50 or $60.
You know what? This is the truth. They have a set for $70 here for a set, and they're averaging between like $90 and $123 for the set. Yeah.
And like I said, if you could look at it and that they're near mint, because again, it's a Dark Horse book for Star Wars, and Star Wars Dark Horse books were not treated with much love. And like I said, buy what you love. If it's a IP that you really like, then why not? But if it's something you're just buying because what the hell, then take your time with it. Work on just building out the set by poaching an issue here and there.
But see if he'll go down to try to go down like $5. See if he'll give you like 70.
Yeah,
he gives you 70 and take it.
Yeah, because I mean, people aren't knocking down doors for that book, and that book's not a ghost. It's up there. There's plenty that are out there for sale. So
yeah,
the cover's good.
I think I'm missing like one issue of that run. So I don't have the whole run.
Yeah, it picked up a little bit when the Jango Fett series came out from Marvel. It went up a little bit because of Jango Fett, but anytime, Chico.
Are you ready, Jedi?
Styx is doing his penance this week.
I did not miss this at all.
So there is no trivia this week for Styx.
No trivia this week, Jedi.
He's on double secret probation.
We all win. We all win this week. Oh.
We all win this week. So yeah, no Styx trivia. I can see the disdain and sadness in Jedi's eyes. Dom could give a shit, but and Joe's like, good. I still got slides to fly through, but yeah.
I love the work you do.
So this weekend, tomorrow and Sunday, your friendly neighborhood Styx boy, will be at the Syracuse Collectors Con here in Syracuse, New York, at the Great New York State Fairground. Yep. And we're gonna go through some stuff. We're gonna show you who's gonna be there, and gonna go through it, I guess, a little bit here. Give you an idea of what's happening in Syracuse.
Is it in a cow stockade? It looks where are they having this?
Yeah.
So this is at the what they call the Great Center of Progress building. So it's
they clear out all the 4-H animals and then bring in some comics.
It's at the auction.
Yep.
The auction
Yeah.
site.
All the emus are taken back to the little farm and
all the prize gifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terry likes
that's a different building.
your trivia Styx.
Say that again.
Terry likes your trivia. Get him brain for you.
Well, thank you, Terry. Terry, I'll maybe next week I'll do 2 trivias just for Terry.
No, don't threaten us.
I'll need something. I'll need something because I'll be running on empty next week for next week's show. All right. So here we go. So here we got. We'll go through some of the celebrity guests here. We got Max Lafayette from Scream. Played Ghostface on Terror Train and Warm Bodies. Then we got actor Charlie Slater, who is voice. He was in 18 Again, and he plays the voice of the Flash in the what's that? DC version is that? That's the
was it Justice League?
It's the 90s one. The 90s one.
They're pulling on all the stops in Syracuse.
Oh yeah.
We just get to Poncherello. Can we just go right to Poncherello?
We are getting Frank Poncherello.
Yeah, and we're getting
Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada, Poncherello from Chips, and a couple other. I'm sure he's got. I know he's done other stuff, but he's mostly known for Chips.
I'm sure he has a couple
Robert
of
Wall,
Love Boat and things like that.
Oh yeah. That's a given for that's era actor.
That era, yeah.
Robert Wall from Arliss and Batman.
Go get your Batman '89 books out and go get a Robert Wall signature on them.
They got Noel. You don't know. Someone out there might want that signature. So for that 89.
Have him sign it. Sign it. Truly yours, Arliss. On the Batman cover.
Wait a minute. I'm getting ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, good. Noel Hannibal. She's in Star Trek.
Which one is her?
Buffy. Which one's her? She's the one all the way on the left or the right.
So who's the other person?
That's her, isn't it?
That's her. Just younger. Yeah.
Okay. So,
that's her. I think she was
in demon form.
Yeah, I believe she was in First Contact. The movie First Contact.
I'm not talking about the demon in the middle. I'm talking about the person.
The girl side.
Yeah, I know. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
I'm not sure Dom did. That's why I was.
No, I'm looking. I'm like, that's her. I'm just saying that's her.
All right. Then we got Sherilyn Hennessy, played in many
things.
Disney Channel shows like Jessie, and she's in
So what you're saying is the lines will not be long for the talent at this show.
I'm not going to fly to Syracuse, but I would, if I was there, I'd be getting Ponch. I'd get Ponch to sign one of my motorcycle helmets if I was there.
Yeah. The Carol Hennessy, that's one of the that I'm gonna get one for my daughter because she likes those kind of shows, those Nickelodeon shows that she's on, those Disney TV shows. She's on a lot of those, and so that's when I'd get it for her. So, okay, up next.
Let's see here. There we go.
We got a couple Power Rangers characters here. We got Sandy Selner, who plays Alpha 5 in the Power Rangers series.
5?
She's the body of Alpha 5, not the voice.
Damn.
I never knew that. I didn't even know it was a girl that was playing the body of Alpha 5. I know the voice, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a different person who plays the voice, and then she does.
Hot too. Damn, I knew it. Shit, if I knew that.
Dom has a new fantasy now.
No, shit, damn. If I knew that she was in the body, I would have watched Power Rangers more off. I'm telling you, I don't know.
Don would be the only kid on his block. I really like that Alpha 5 guy. It's real hot.
Man.
Like, what are you talking about? That's a robot.
The toys, everything, man. Alpha 5.
Robot.
That's like learning that Heather Thomas played Twiggy in
I know. Buck Rogers?
Buck Rogers, wasn't it Twiggy?
That's what I was thinking. What's his face? That's his name.
He played whoever it was. He also played Cousin It in the Addams Family.
No, but I'm just saying. The number 5 at the end of Alpha 5. My favorite number is 5, so kind of anything with 5 in it.
Well, that should have been your first clue.
I know. I know. Go figure.
You could be collecting. You could be collecting nothing but Alpha 5 instead of Boba Fett.
Listen,
right now.
My favorite episode of Power Rangers when they fought the rapping pumpkin rapper.
Oh, pumpkin rapper. Yeah.
The pumpkin rapper.
That is a good one. I have seen that.
That is a very good point, Terry. If you happen to own C-Lab 2021 on DVD and still have the DVD case laying around,
C-Lab, is that a movie, I guess?
It's a cartoon on Adult Swim.
Yeah, it was a dubbed over and chopped up version of Hanna-Barbera C-Lab 2020. But good old Paunch did Marco's voice on that. Chainsaw Hands.
Not our Marco, the one of the stuff.
No.
All right. And you also got Justin Nemo. He played the Black Ranger in Power Rangers Space. I don't know much about Power Rangers, so now this one's going to be for our Thursday crowd. This is our wrestling portion here. We got Kelly, the Diva.
Nice.
Yeah. We got Dan the Beast Severn, a UFC fighting. I think he was also in WWE for a small stretch.
He was. Yeah. But I remember Severn in the early days of UFC.
Like I said, I think he started in UCW or whatever it was, right? Ultimate.
Yeah, the very first ones it was him, Hoist Gracie, that crew. When my father would watch this, he was one of his favorites, Dan Severn. He actually kind of looks like my father.
Wonderfully violent. Just bare knuckles, no real rules per se. Mm-hmm. Lots of broken legs and arms.
I remember I hated watching. You pay a lot of money, and Hoist Gracie would make somebody
lay around with
a
guy for.
He'd be like, you'd wrestle around, and you see the guy Gracie just twisting his pinky toe or some bullshit. You can't even see it, and the guy's tapping out. You're like, what the fuck happened? You see Gracie back here tweaking his pinky toe. I don't know. Not that I want to fight Gracie. Don't get me wrong.
I miss good old Fig Nuts Captain Murphy as well.
We got WWE Hall of Famer and AEW former star Billy Gunn. One I think Dom would probably be going for here is Hall of Famer Lita.
Wow, what does Lita look like nowadays?
She doesn't look any different. She was just in WWE last year, having a small singles run in the women's division. Right, last year or 2 years ago, Dom. Okay, Dom's. Thanks, Dom. Okay,
Dom's watching Raw.
No, SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown.
Actually, Lita. I definitely want to see Lita. It'd be nice to see Lita.
Yeah. And then, of course, we've got Buff Bagwell from WCW, member of the NWO.
He doesn't even look like that anymore, man.
He does not look like that. No,
No,
he
he
definitely does not look like that more.
I mean,
He's definitely deflated.
After you're done doing a handful of those cycles and it's all the pain pills and the cocaine, that takes a toll on you.
Yeah. Then from ECW, we've got Joel Gertner, Bill Afonso, and the Pitbull, Gary Wolf.
What is this, Thursday night? What are we doing here, Styx?
Yeah, well, that's why I said this is for the Thursday crowd. This is the wrestling
Thursday
segment
crowd.
right
Okay,
here.
that's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's for the Thursday crowd. So, then we get some voices for our Peanuts characters.
Growing Pains.
Jeremy Miller from Growing Pains. Good old Ben
Pains. Yep. Did the voice of Linus. Then we got
least interesting sibling on Growing Pains.
Hey, listen, there's Funko Pops to these guys.
I don't know that the young girl that they had in the last season was pretty.
Oh yeah, let's spice it up with adding a smaller child in.
Yeah. Let's adopt a kid. That always works, doesn't it, married people? Anyway, Gina Holtzman, voice of Peppermint Patty. Then we got Duncan Watson, the voice of Charlie Brown, and Melanie Khan from who does the voice for Lucy Van Pelt. Now, I was always a big Peanuts fan. I've got many Peanuts comic books in my collection, so this is
the old stuff, the old Tip Top and
Tip Top and Dell. I mostly have Dell Peanuts. I really like the look of them, but I like the look of Dell anyway. So
there's some good old Schultz stuff in there, which is highly collectible.
Yeah. These are our voice actors that they'll have here. We got Mark Britton, who does a slew of anime. I don't know who the characters are, so don't ask. You got Pigman, you got Cat with a Stick, Mushroom Head. I don't know who these guys are. So
this is worse than trivia.
Yeah.
If you know your anime, you probably know. Then of course we got we got Bill Farmer. This one voice of Goofy, Pluto, Sylvester, Yosemite Sam, Foghorn Leghorn.
How exhausting it must be to be like one of the voice actors and like everyone that comes up for you to sign something is like, could you do that voice for more?
Oh yeah.
You know what's striking me is the big difference between like the end of the spectrum of the Syracuse. You have all these older actors and stuff, which is cool. But like the cons we have here in Hawaii are all these new anime actors are all like fucking 18-year-old and like in their 20s and stuff. It's like completely different.
Well, you get the heavier Asian crowd there too, being in Hawaii.
Oh, 100%. So. I don't know any of them, but they're
no, I don't know. Emily Kramer or Kramer, I guess, however you want to say it. Again, she's does a slew of anime. I think that what do you got? Wink, that's the girl. Like I don't know if they're butterflies or if they're fairies. I don't know. Does a slew of anime characters there. Derek Lane, I've actually met. I've been done when I do my sales. He's usually at some of my cons that I go to. He's a really good guy. He does the voices for the Fallout and the video games, and he also did the voice of the in Book of Boba Fett, the Twi'lek that's the second hand of the mayor.
Yeah, he's the mayor.
Django?
Yeah, I can't think of what they call him.
The Django? Is it Django? I don't know.
Damn you!
He does that, and he also does, some of the Clone Wars voices. Chuck Huber, another anime voice.
Another person who does
another person. Anime voices. I don't know too much about, but
a lot of cosplay.
Glad he's here. And we got some cosplay groups that are going to be here. We got the 501st will be there with their Astromechs and their Darth Vaders and their Boba Fett's and their troopers. Good guys. Those guys also are at some of the cons I've been at. We got Central New York Wonder Woman. We'll have a girl walking around dressed as Wonder Woman, which I think is good because when you bring your kids,
it is
you're those little girls who want to look up to at least someone. And Wonder Woman is a good person to look up to, so they'll get their picture taken with Wonder Woman, and I think that's good.
Yeah,
I'll take my picture. I'm not a little kid.
Dom takes kids. Dom always takes kids to the con. They're not his kids.
Yeah.
But he always
somebody's
finds kids.
He uses them as distractions so he can get through lines faster.
Go ahead. Come on, kids.
My kids got to go to the bathroom. Can I hurry it through? Yeah, that's a good tactic for you to try down.
Yeah.
We get A Time for Legends is like a cosplay group locally. They do they go to like hospitals and things like that, dressed as superhero characters.
For kids that want to die faster.
Oh, Joe.
Oh man.
Oh, don't say that, Joe. That's not nice, Joe.
I can imagine being ill, and the last thing I want to see is a bunch of cosplayers coming in.
I know, but it makes them happy, man. Come on, Joe.
Does it?
It's for the kids.
Does it, Tom? Does it really?
So on your deathbed, you want people with feet coming to your thing.
I'm not a huge fan of seeing cosplayers at conventions.
He wants feet models.
Where I expect to see them.
Models, man.
Yeah, feet models. Yeah.
I don't want to see them
The next that makes them happy, Joe. We'll never know. Just like we never found out that Peter was Spider-Man. We didn't.
I know, but that episode he's a girl. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. That sucks.
Now this next group is going. Dom will probably want when he's ready to go. The Mandalorian group, Emerald Empire.
That's group.
Show up. Like he's a bounty and
the Emerald Empire. Nice.
So, yeah. Ghostbusters of Central New York. They have like an Ecto One, or they have like some of their vehicles.
There's a lot of Ghostbuster groups because every convention I go to, there's an Ecto One there.
They've been popping up a lot
it's the
lately.
same group that travels all over the place to do this.
They seem to be popping up a lot, these Ghostbuster groups, because there's one in Rochester as well.
Well, speaking of Ghostbusters, you see in Ollie's, they got the gun for $50 in Ollie's, the huge Ecto gun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid of no ghost.
Yeah,
it's on sale for $50. Jedi, go get it.
I got my trap. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I got my popcorn bucket. Crap, I'm fine.
And then John Gilstrip, local prop creator, he created stuff that he brings to cons. So he's got the TARDIS back there. You got Kirk's chair.
Telephone booth from Doctor Who.
There's cosplay and there's cosplay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, K9, and then you got I'm not sure what that other one is. What is that? That Hansel? I can't tell. I should have looked at it. Western New York Deadpool. These guys were at the Rochester Con I was at over the summer. Really good guys. They walk around. They'll take pictures with you. So
that's the kind of cosplay you want
funny.
Showing up bedside when you're bedridden. That's the type of cosplay you want. Not somebody that's
Yeah. And then we got Western
Dr. Kabor.
Dr. Kabor. True.
Yeah. And then you get your Western New York Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles group.
Yeah, I'm sure these are all really good guys. The only cosplay I care about is like sexy hot cosplay and terrible shitty cosplay. Those are the two most entertaining cosplay. Everything in the middle is like,
I agree 100%, and I've had a great distaste for cosplay because number one, the last time I took my son to a convention, he looked at me and said, "Why are there so many goddamn furries here?" So that was number one.
It was like, "Oops, wrong convention. Sorry."
And,
we should have made it right.
And then I saw a parent who was dressed up in cosplay who obviously forced their child to also dress in cosplay and was dragging them around the convention. And I was
that's the worst, though.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
I was like, that's horrible.
Don't force your kids to do stuff. Give me Leah in slave outfit cosplay, make it a whole big cosplay with a bunch of different women. And I don't want plus size women. I want.
I've seen. I love a fuller figured woman, but there have been some Sailor Moons I've seen at some conventions that are more like Sailor Saturns or Sailor Jupiters than Sailor Moons.
Yeah.
No offense out there. Do what you like. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Don't dress. Just don't dress in an outfit that you should be dressing in. There you go. There's my layer.
Now that's appropriate.
That's appropriate. Yeah,
I don't need the boba there, but the one in the front. That's good stuff.
I remember that. I remember that. All right. Then we got some artists. Mostly local artists. Nothing too crazy. Matt Flint. He's a local artist who does comic book art. We got Ryan Brown. He does. He's from he does the last Ronin for Teen Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Brown's done some stuff.
What?
Yeah, Brian Middleton. He's been around for a little bit.
Not the Middleton you're looking for signatures, but not.
He's a good Middleton. He's a good Middleton. Casey Broker.
Supposedly YouTube comic people.
Maybe.
Chris Ring. He's another local artist. Then we get Danny Fink. He did the Venture Brothers and that kind of stuff. Fun. Yeah, I like Venture Brothers. Venture Brothers was really cool.
Yeah.
Dennis Allen, he's a local artist, friend of mine and the channel's. He's been on SNS before. Then we got Miguel Amaro from let's see, we got Curses, and he does the he has another series that's not up there, and I can't think of the name of it, but he's a good artist. Jim Brennan, a local artist, and
say that 5 times real fast.
No. Doug Mack, Darius Johnson from Hollowed. I think is that Keen Spot? Yeah, I think that's Keen Spot. Or is that Marvel? No, that's Marvel.
It's Marvel.
Yeah, Hollowed was Marvel. And Ray Griffin, sketch artist. I don't know how locally. I think he's from Buffalo. A couple others. We got Tom Ryan, Dave Dandorf, John Brugman.
My favorite is featured illustrator.
Yeah, featured illustrator. That's Riley McFarlane and Mike Gibson.
Nice. That's rounded out. It's how is the con normally? I mean, is it like normally a pretty solid comic con, like most regional ones are?
Last year, when I was selling there, I sold at this con last year. It was packed. On Saturday, it was packed, and it was very busy. Sunday, about half of what we had.
But booth ratio wise, because I have comics here. There's a couple conventions out here.
And I should have put the map of it up there. It's a very good sized. Let's see here. If you think of like your mall, like the first level of your mall, that's about the size of it.
Malls don't exist anymore. You're not connected with kids.
They do it in Central New York because people don't know anywhere else to go.
What's the ratio for comics? Because my big problem is I go to some of these shitty cons around here, and it's like, swords, tchotchkes, swords, comics, swords,
this one,
comics.
If it's similar to last year, it was 50-50, where it was about half comics, half toys, or quarter toys. People, we have people selling swords or whatever kind of things they might be making.
Funko Pops.
There's a guy in the corner that sells what are those churros? You get those kind of guys selling
food,
selling food and stuff like that.
Yes.
Homemade fudge. I'm a sucker for homemade fudge. So.
All I ever care about is the ratio, because I've been to some recent cons around here, and it's like, oh, there's literally 4 booths selling comics. 3 of them are just selling moderns, and I'm just like, this is not for me.
When I went down 2 years ago to Florida SuperCon, it was all anime. It was like 3, maybe 4 booths of people selling comic books. Yeah, man, did that suck? The con was well put on. I'm not gonna say it wasn't well put on, and people were there for the anime. But if you were going there because it's booked as a Comic Con, there wasn't hardly any Comic Con. Yeah. It should be booked as an anime con.
I like comic heavy cons because I just like to go there and dig for stuff.
And that's why we like going down to Baltimore. It's nothing but comic books. No,
Baltimore is a solid Comic Con. You get a lot of comic dealers there, and you get a lot of artists and writers as well, which is nice.
And hopefully we get Jedi this year to Baltimore.
Jedi ain't coming.
Jedi will have to have a conference. Jedi will have to have a conference somewhere out there to get him to Baltimore. It'll be on the.
Can't they get you on a boat down into Norfolk, and then we'll bring you out from Norfolk?
Yes, go through the Panama Canal. No, we might get shot at.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Styx, for the heads up on the Syracuse Con. If you're out there, stop in. You'll probably bump into Styx out there. If you see him,
I'll be out there.
He'll be out there.
And tell him get his shit in order for his trivia.
I'll be in Washington, D.C. Next Friday for Awesome Con, so I'll be there.
I thought about going down for it, but I was like, fuck it. I got too much going on that weekend. All righty. That's a little early for that.
Yeah.
There we go. There's our spotlight. Okay. So I wanted to give you all kind of a quarterly update. I'd like to do this every quarter of stuff that's active on Kickstarter.
Fund me.
Give you about 20 or so projects that are up there. Maybe you'll like them. Maybe you won't. I'm not throwing up all the information. I'm not throwing up all the covers, but I'll give you a little bit of cover candy. If you see something that appeals to you, go check it out. Kickstarter is great. Fund these creators that are up there trying to get you some comics. The money's going mostly to them. It's good stuff, especially for those of us that like mature comics. Kickstarter is definitely a great place to go. So starting up first, Give 'em Hell 1 and 2. You can back order 1, but the issues for 2 are pretty nice. There's an Afala M in there. There's a nice Paul Green in there.
Why do like Sidney Sweeney?
It's nice. It's nice. The face is a little better than Sidney Sweeney.
No, but the movies are nice.
Yeah. The Paul Green is nice. There's actually an artist sketch version of that Paul Green as well. And there's a Joe Picar. I'm a big Joe Picar fan, so anytime there's a Joe Picar cover, I am picking it up there, the one on the front.
All right.
Paper Films, which is run by Jimmy Palmiardi and Amanda Connor. There's a team-up comic for Painkiller Jane and GI Zombie. So there's a couple covers for that. There's also the ability to get some mystery covers that are done by Amanda Connor as well. You can get some signed stuff there as well. Nice. So if you're an Amanda Connor fan, if you're a Painkiller Jane fan, if you're a GI Zombie fan, Paper Films is a great company. They're great about fulfilling these things, getting these things out. It's one of those few Kickstarters that it's like, okay, this is a good one to go with because it will get fulfilled. It's it's always winter.
Yeah, this is a nice one. But why does the G on the one cover GI Zombie looks like Lurch's 007?
I like that. I like that look.
Which I like. I think it's cool, but
I want my GI Zombie in a tuxedo.
Huh. You don't like
he likes a well-dressed zombie.
Yeah, and the story probably will be pretty decent. It's like I said, Paper Films puts out a quality product. at a minimum, they are a great company to follow on Kickstarter, because when they do put a lot of stuff out, you will find stuff that slips in there, like a Hughes cover or, stuff like that. That is really good. So keep your eyes out. Niobe, Endura, and Tales from Asunda, Volume 2, 1 through 4, and the Niobe Endura 1 through 3. There's a handful of different covers. We're kind of play some catch up on some things.
Cool covers.
Some really. I have some Tales of Asunda books. It's amazing, gorgeous art. You got some David Mack stuff there. Some really great artists. Some beautiful stuff. So go and check that out. Astro Witch 1 through 4. So you can, like I said, with a lot of these, you can always kind of play catch up, but this is the launch for 4. So we talked about Yum earlier. I will talk about Yum again. I like Yum's covers a lot. It's good stuff. And Marco Torrini always has some great covers as well. So this is just 2 of the 4 or 5 covers that are out there that you can get. And then, of course, you can buy all of these covers in various stages of dress or undress.
Sometimes you read a word and your mind reads it the way your mind wants you to read it. I thought it said ass witch. I really did. I was like...
The one nice thing about Bad Bug, who's doing this book, Bad Bug tends to dump these out where it's like, okay, well, the mild cover is 20, the hot cover is 30, but they do let you buy sets for 40, so you can get at least a little bit of a discount if you're doubling up there for some of those covers. So if there's a set that you really like, you get a little bit of a break there if you're buying the set. And sometimes you buy both and you sell off the spicier, you sell off the mild cover, and cover a little bit of the hit. Rooksy Vampire 1 and 2. There is a Sveta cover in this, which, based on what Sveta's ratios have been going for, out the door at 66, secondary market 100 plus. This book is $22. So, in terms of picking up Sveta stuff, a little bit more reasonable, not a bad Kickstarter. And again, all the ones I'm showing you should still be active, at least for a few more days. A lot of them for 10 to 20 days. So. I'm trying to remember who did that first cover, but I put it there for a reason for you, Jedi. So I believe it is somebody you enjoy.
It almost looks a little like Sora Sung, but I don't know if that's her.
It's not Sora, because I went through some Sora covers, but I'll dig it up by the time we're done. Jim Balance, Terra, Witch of the Black Rose. These books never seem to sell very well on the secondary market, but there's some very pretty books. Jim Balance stuff is very nice. I enjoy his art, and you have the A and B cover options there, and there's some spicy versions of it as well. But there's also some throwback covers there as well, which are fun. So if you're a fan of Jim Balance work, and it is fun and it is pretty work. Like I said, I wish it would do better on the secondary market, but it doesn't. Jabberjaw. Yay, Jabberjaw. The Dravakis cover in here. I looked at this at first and I was like, oh, is this an EOM cover? Nope, it's not. But it could be. If you made that woman a little more wet, that could be an EOM cover. What do you think, Jedi?
I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I hate to point it. What you talking about? The first one?
Yeah. If you make that a little wetter.
Yeah, all the way until you. This is gonna sound weird that I noticed this stuff. I don't know, something about EOM when he draws feet. Here we go, talking about feet again. He draws the toes very pointed, but that's the only. Other than that, yeah, 100%.
But the E cover is a Suspiria
in case you
cover.
didn't notice.
Yeah. I have been keen to notice. But you do get a Suspiria cover in this Kickstarter as well. Again, this is one of those ones where you can double up and get the nice and the naughty cover for $40 instead of just picking up, the naughty cover for 30 or the mild for 20. It's not a bad deal. Suspiria is pretty hot right now.
Oh, it's Marissa Pope.
Oh, yes, there we go. Yes.
Yeah, Marissa
I knew
Pope.
I put it up there for a reason for you, Jedi. I know you're a Pope fan. Final Girl Next Door 1 and 2. So you can play catch up if you want, but the issue 2 that's out is, again, I told you Yum's covers are great.
Look at the little face on the bottom with the animal that keeps smiling.
I enjoy Yum's work a lot, and for a spicy cover, that's a good spicy cover as well.
Spicy meatball.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the short shorts, but that cover, especially the first one with it almost looks like a Grindhouse cover.
I know.
Grindhouse to me.
I'm a fan. I am of the short shorts.
The booty shorts.
Yeah, it's good, and the Dave Gonzalez cover also very good. In the various stages of undress. Now that has a mild, a hot, and hotter cover, so you could pick up the full 3 set for $60 if you wanted to get all 3, or if you just wanted to get
you get the full threesome.
If you just want the mild's 20. For me, the milds aren't bad for a $20 buy-in for a Kickstarter book. That's not too bad.
Cover. Oh.
Camilla Unbound. Again, we showed the flops cover last week, but the Mexifunk covers, there's 2 different Mexifunk covers and then various stages of it. This first one with the bloody girl in the bikini, that is a wraparound cover. Let's just say there's somebody eating at the Y in the wraparound.
Nice.
And it's a decapitated head. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy cover. But it's some good stuff. So again, it's a good way to get in if you're a fan of flops. Again, flops doesn't have a ton of stuff that comes out. If you're a fan of flops, it's a good thick girl ass cover. Nice little copper tone homage with some zombies. It's a winner.
I like that friggin' Camilla, right? Camilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. There's some really good covers. The other Mexifunk one I was gonna put up here, and I was like, well, I showed it on Bruce's show, and he blushed. So I was like, maybe I probably should. Even the safe one is like, we're probably gonna get limited monetization for this episode anyway, but they'd probably really flag us for that.
Yeah.
Kylie in Public, again, Joe Picar cover with the nice Free the Nip t-shirt. Ophala M, again, Cheeky Comics gives that artist a good amount of work, and they are all solid covers. And of course, there's Luana Vecchio as well. There's Trenchcoat Closed, Trenchcoat Open, and Trenchcoat Open Naked for that cover as well. I of course had to pick this up for the Picar and the Luana Vecchio covers. Minx, Cyberpunk, and Prototype Glitch. Got a little EOM for you there, Jedi. You get 2 covers down there.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that on his IG page. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's 3 cover variants of this cover. There's 2 Virgin variants. I just threw the one up there. The other one's just a slightly different color variant of it. Yeah, not a bad. I mean, the Virgin's 35, which isn't too bad. Like I said, a lot of these books don't get huge print runs, so take that for what it's worth.
I like that cover on the right.
The one on the right is, I think it's Bear Witch. Bear Witch does some nice stuff, and I think it's John Velasquez doing the Mixed Cyberpunk, the first one, which I had. The X is not on the cover. I just kind of edited that out. But it's a beautiful cover. Like I said, there's a lot of good covers in this book. And like I said, you can't go wrong with the OM. Everyone loves Zombie Tramp. And everyone loves Hack Slash. So why not have a Zombie Tramp first Hack Slash? So you got some good books in there. You got some Sour Acid. That second cover on the top there is a Sour Acid. I'm a big fan of Sour Acid. Like Ickpot, it's kind of a acquired taste in terms of Sour Acid's covers, but I enjoy it. You got a Tim Seeley cover up there, a Dravakis cover. There's some good stuff in this. Of course, there's some Dan Mendoza covers in this as well. It's fun stuff.
Oh my God! Yeah, I had to look it up. You piqued my curiosity for that Carmilla Unbound. Wow.
Yeah, it's a mature cover, to say the least.
There's a couple of them like that. It's not just that one. There's a couple of them where that's happening. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Send in the private chat to me.
I'll show them off when they come in when it fulfills. I had to throw this one in for Styx. The Omega 11, the Metropolis job. This is kind of like
Pinky in the Brain.
If you kind of mash up like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen kind of stuff, but kind of with some villains and time travel. So you mash up Doctor Who and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and kind of mash that together in some weird way. That's what this book is, kind of. What I really loved, which I had to throw in for you, Styx, was you can get a remarked issue, and it's limited to 50 copies, and it could be a Kolchak remark or not. Maybe. I thought you would appreciate the Kolchak.
Yeah, the artwork,
I do appreciate that.
It got the same artwork as Pinky in the Brain, the artist.
That is Moriarty Mouse on the cover there.
I know but the artwork looks like the Animaniac Pinky in the Brain type of artwork on the cover.
The artwork inside is actually pretty decent. I think there's a catch up on this as well, whether it's digital or physical. But it looked like a fun story. Not everything on Kickstarter is about titties, but a lot of it is.
I have some covers that I would probably be like, like if somebody like were to stumble apart, you know what I mean? You have to explain, it's tasteful nudity, a lot of it, but that Carmilla, I could never explain that. I would be like,
yeah, it's one you don't want to have to explain.
What is wrong with you?
It's easy to spend a lot on Kickstarter. It really is. It gets very easy as you go through, and then you just find another one, and you find another one, you find another one. It's very hard to stop. Like this, Big Titty Goth Girlfriends on the Moon.
Nice.
Who doesn't want Big Titty Goth Girlfriends on the Moon? I did enjoy the B cover, that second cover that's there. There was definitely some fun covers on this book. And it's worth it if for nothing else other than the title. Apex, which is a graphic novel. There's a beautiful Herrera cover on this, and there is a Suspiria cover as well. So you can kind of hook into a Kickstarter where you're getting a graphic novel. A handful of the Kickstarters will do that. Instead of just getting a floppy, you'll actually, they'll put out a full graphic novel. So at least you're getting a significant amount of story with it if you're, if you like the actual story. Because some of these do have stories. They're not just all Big Titty Goth Girls on the Moon, which does have a story. They're Big Titty Goth Girls. They're on the moon. But I am a sucker for. I am a sucker for Herrera. Yeah, I'm a sucker for Joel Herrera's work, and the Joel Herrera cover is gorgeous. And again, Suspiria. Like I said, you can pick up her stuff when it comes out in some of those regular titles, but again, some of these Kickstarters, they're going to be far more limited than what you're going to find elsewhere. I like this one as well. I thought this one Styx might kind of dig as well. Stramash. This is Stramash 63. There is actually you can get the backup story digitally if you want for this as well. This is a kind of a gothic neo-noir horror comic that is Scottish.
You're trying to make me spend money. That sounds cool.
And the art in it looks great. It looks like, I mean, the person that's doing the covers is doing the interior art as well. So it all has this kind of interesting look and feel. It looks like a fun read.
James Cooper. And
if you're a fan of kind of a Scottish sensibilities in terms of humor and darkness, it's probably a decent choice.
All right. Put that on my list.
One of my favorites, which slipped, which pulled in there last year at one point, was Tibby and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms. The number 2 issue of this for the Kickstarter covers launched a handful of days back. So if you enjoyed issue 1, which ended up coming out, you could get it in stores, but there were specific Kickstarter covers as well. If you enjoyed it and want to pick up the Kickstarter covers, it is open now. And again, the B cover there is censored with the foxes, but those foxes are not there when you buy the book.
I know Dom is. I don't know what Dom's looking at on his phone, but every once in a while he checks out the screen. And I was just watching Dom, so I knew he was going to look up and see that full-figured woman there, and his face went like.
Oh boy.
Beast in the Snow, Vampire Snow White versus the Evil Queen. There's a nice Skylar Partridge cover on this. That second cover there, let's just say in the naughty version, her hand is a little more to center. And she's not wearing clothes.
This would have been a better freaking Snow White to come out than the Snow White we got.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
I was thinking the same thing. I just didn't say it.
For you Skylar Partridge fans, it is a nice Skylar Partridge cover there as well. So pick that up.
I'm still going to go see it, though. I still want to see it.
I'm not.
For Jedi, Jamie Tyndall's Devil's Deviants. You have a handful of good. There's a Mike Chrome cover. The Tyndall's there on the right. For me, I buy anything Armenicopian.
What the hell are you showing us?
I don't know.
This you just happen to be showing like Kolchak, Eric Estrada, and Kolchak the Night Stalker.
There you go. That's a young Eric Estrada too.
Yep.
Yeah, very young Eric Estrada.
Goddamn, Styx got men on his speed dial on his phone.
Styx's wallpaper on his phone.
Damn, 6.
But Devil's Deviants has an Armenicopian, that first cover there. I don't get a lot of Armenicopian books.
Nice book,
I mean,
I like that.
He doesn't put out a ton of stuff. He'll do some of these Devil Deviants covers every now and then. He doesn't have a huge bulk of work out there, but when he puts out a book, it is pretty. And
who's the writer? Is Tyndall the writer for this?
I don't know whether he is or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he was, because it's his title. It's his publishing house and his title. But like I said, there's a handful of good covers in this. Like I said, there's a handful of artists that I really like, and the only place I can find a lot of their work is Kickstarter.
The thing that sucks the most is that these girls are demons and all that stuff on the covers that in real life, who would want not to be with these chicks? I'm telling you, it's like, you know what, just take me. I don't care.
Well, that's how they draw you in, Dom.
That's not their natural form.
They get you.
I know.
That's how they get you.
I know.
Yep.
And
You
last
look down,
but not least,
you think you're bedding a hot chick. You look down, and Eric Estrada staring back at you.
Damn it, Styx. Damn you, Styx.
last but not least, Devil Red 2. This just opened today. Good stuff. Very good stuff. There's some fantastic. That first cover is a Scott Ferris cover. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. I'm trying to, I think, is it Marco Torrini? I think does this second cover there, but there are a handful of really, really good covers in this Devil Red. There is a fantastic Empirical Smut cover, which is a foot cover. I spared you all showing that one, but it is a very foot centric cover. But these two were just too good for me not to put up large on the screen because they're
adults
both
only. Oh, come on, we're not adults with kids that like.
They're both great covers. And again, you can get these covers in various stages of dress or undress as well. Pick your poison, I guess.
The smutty of the smut.
They're all good covers. Like I said, there's probably 4 or 5 really good artists on this. It has some really good stuff. So that is our quarterly update for Kickstarter. I'll try to do these.
Thank you, Joe.
Every 3 months or so, just to show what's out there, because by the time the next 3 months runs around, these will all be closed out. There'll be all new stuff up. And it gives you an idea of what's sitting out there. Half this stuff, like I've probably funded like 75% of what I showed.
Of course you did.
But every time I go through and look, even though I'm on Kickstarter all the time, I always end up coming across something new and interesting and different. So yeah, sometimes you find some really interesting artists. Sometimes you find some really interesting writers or some stories that catch your eye that, you might not be getting in some of the, stuff that comes across your LCS. It doesn't all have to be adult stuff. There's other stuff in there as well. But the best stuff is the adult stuff. But there are other things in there for you as well. So, tool around Kickstarter, find something. Yeah, we all buy them for the stories. They're all fantastic reads.
Read
all right, Jedi. Huh? You got a game for us? A game for us?
Yeah,
tonight?
I got a little end of show game. So it's funny. Of course, no one can see into the future. 2 weeks ago, we did the porn game, which was probably be a little more fitting for this show, since we're probably, like Joe said, may not get very good. We may get limited viewing for this show.
We shall get throttled, as they say.
To do the porn, but no, this week I decided to stay with the Kickstarter theme and do a little qualified feud, or could also be Styx's favorite game with just a different wallpaper, different graphic, would be AI versus the qualified. So, but kind of the same game, different wallpaper. We do this the qualified, and here we go.
You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig, Jedi.
This one, I tried to make this one a little more. I say the AI. I asked, not too far out there, because the AI, at one point I asked the question to the AI and he was giving me some crazy answers, and I was like, no, there's no way they'll get that, because me and the AI, we talk like that. We're on a first name basis, and I said, no, you gotta generalize it a little bit. You gotta make it something they can get. So we did the best we could. We have a few, the folks that have stuck around are loyal viewers, so they're aware of how this works, which is usually a train wreck. So
better than kissing Louis Anderson.
All right. So we're gonna do the guest,
I don't know why
you do that. We're gonna do the panel. I'll just drag myself up here. We'll do the panel.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. 100 people surveyed, top 5 answers on the board. Name something backers consider before deciding if they will support a Kickstarter comic title. And I forgot to write these down, so hopefully I remember what they are.
I know personally, for me, is artist. I'm a sucker for Kickstarter, for cover candy, first and foremost. So I will say artist.
All right. So Joe says artwork. Is it up there? art quality, number 1. Hopefully you guys can see this because I'm flying blind a little bit right now.
I can see.
Anybody else have any
story?
Story concept.
There you
Number
go.
2 answer. See, I told you,
Ooh,
Sticks.
there you
These
go.
aren't that hard. These aren't that hard this
Okay.
week. They make it harder as we go down, though.
Maybe.
Sticks, you want to take a guess?
I'll say shipping costs.
Shipping cost. Nope. I don't know if you have the X's ready up there or not, or we may not even. I don't know, Joe. I didn't ask you to have the X's ready.
Oh, I can.
No, not shipping cost.
All right.
I will definitely say price though. Price is definitely. There's some like that Scotty Young. I bought it not necessarily because I'm a huge Scotty Young fan, but I am a big Jim Mafood fan, and I want to support Mafood. I know that would be a relatively rare Scotty Young book, but the price on that made me pause. It was a $50 book.
So Joe is saying price or buy-in. Let me go to we have to go to our judges on this one. They say give it to you, price or funding goal or reliability.
Yeah, I mean that is actually reliability is a big thing. Going with somebody because I haven't been burned on a Kickstarter yet. Fingers crossed. I haven't been burned as a Kickstarter, and I've backed, I believe, over 100 Kickstarters or somewhere around there. I backed a lot of goddamn Kickstarters. I haven't been burned yet, but you find who fulfills well and who is reliable. And every now and then you take a flyer on somebody you've never heard of. I like backing a lot of stuff from the UK because you will get some artists and stuff like that. Some people you haven't heard of before from the UK that'll do some stuff with maybe an artist that, you don't see very often. And sometimes those take a long time to fulfill. Sometimes they don't. So yeah, reliability is a big thing.
All right, what about the depending on how long time from the Kickstarter beginning to the end?
Fulfillment,
time.
like a fulfillment.
Yeah, like how long?
No, but I will. That's time fulfillment. Wasn't one. But Joe actually, while Joe was talking, he actually covered another one. So I'll go ahead and pop it in here. Create a reputation. I know Joe talked about that.
It does mean a lot. I've had to wait 18. I think longest I've had to wait for is 18 months on a Kickstarter.
And the last one, I go ahead.
Can I get I'll give it one quick stab, and I'm going to say the freebies or the
tchotchkes.
Yeah.
I have a whole bag of tchotchkes.
Rewards and perks.
Right.
I have been thinking about this.
Suck it, AI.
I think I am going to put together a Joe's Mystery Box of Joy as a free giveaway, which will just be some random box of some comics,
speed prints,
and some tchotchkes. Because I have so many tchotchkes.
I
got shit like this. I got fucking
random.
I got Zenoscope
pens.
Make sure
pins. You got to make sure it's PG, Joe. That's the only thing.
Exactly.
Do we?
Do I? We don't want a lawsuit.
Oh well, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, but it would be. I will say PG-13.
Okay.
Or NC-17.
We got to be careful. We don't know if Terry Floyd's the 13-year-old out there.
Yeah.
We don't know how old all these.
Don't need him winning smart.
Okay, we did have another question.
Right, Terry.
100 people surveyed. Top 5 answers on the board. Name a bad reason. Not good. A bad reason to support a Kickstarter title.
Can I
go ahead? Yep.
Go ahead, John.
That it becomes addicting. Addiction.
You're obsessed with him. You're obsessed
Like
with it.
You start going down a rabbit hole.
No, I got to give you an X on that one. You're close. I feel like you're close to one, but I'm gonna give you an X.
All right.
Anybody else want to take
indulging sexual perversion?
Understood, Terry. Understood. Bad reasons for.
I think I know where you're headed. I think I know where you're headed with that, Joe. And I think you're saying hot characters. I think I'm hearing you say hot characters.
Man, you give it the top thing again, man. Come on, man.
I fund a lot of Kickstarters.
He didn't say that. He just said the content, the characters, man.
He's saying I forget what he said, but it made me think of hot characters. There's no prize, Dom.
Their perverse nature.
Okay,
Jedi saw those covers.
Damn, freaking cahoots with each other.
I'm going to say a bad reason to support a Kickstarter is for speculation.
Yes.
Speculation, very good. FOMO.
Yeah.
FOMO.
It is. I mean, the good thing about Kickstarter is that it's not really pushed by a lot of people. I mean, maybe a Kickstarter here and there does get promoted. I can't say anything because we promoted Mark's Kickstarter on our show, but a lot of shows will have creators on that are pushing it.
I gotta say, we promote more if it come on the show.
Say, listen.
Yeah.
Right. What I say is the money comes at the wrong time when you put the money down.
Yeah, that is a rough part about it because you are funding up front and basically funding them so that they can fulfill.
Was that were you taking a guess, Dom?
I was taking a guess, yeah.
Oh no, you're wrong. X.
There's definitely deferred gratification with the Kickstarter.
Suck, man, you suck.
You're wrong again, dog.
Jesus, wrong again, man. I get wrong every day.
The nice thing is,
Dom, you kill it on the pen pal, the prison pen pal. So don't worry, you can't win them all.
I know
the nice thing though is by the time you get it, you forget the fact that you paid for it.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple of hints. Maybe this one kind of goes. Maybe the number. Well, one of the answers kind of goes hand in hand with FOMO, I guess, in a way. Maybe if you watch this show, you might feel. First word starts with P. Second letter starts with a P.
A perverted prick.
Kind of go hands in hands with FOMO. Kind of same thing.
Person.
So I'll say peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. The other double P.
I thought you were going to say become a foot fanatic.
Anybody else want to take a guess? Bad reason to support a Kickstarter comic title?
That is true. Kickstarter's website does suck hard ass.
Yeah, it does. It's not user friendly at all to me. Maybe I'm just stupid.
I mean, I've done enough of them that I can fly through them pretty fast now when I'm funding something, but it's not the most user friendly platform for somebody who hasn't done it before, which scares a lot of people away from going on there because it's not just like, oh, I'll get this check out. There's a process.
Okay.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yes.
So I'm going to say,
yes.
If it doesn't get funded, you want, and you were excited for the stuff, and it doesn't get funded, you get your money back, and you can never get the book because it doesn't get funded.
Yeah.
Three strikes for Dom.
Damn you, man! Damn you.
Okay, 3 strikes. So if no one else has one, we'll go through them real quick for the sake of time.
I was going to say one more. I'll say one more.
Go ahead, Styx.
I'm going to say impatience. If you're an impatient person,
it is tough.
The number 3 reason, for sake of time, number 3 reason Styx it's kind of the same reason that it said to maybe support it in the previous question, but stickers and bookmarks.
I got so many. I'm gonna go grab.
Joe has so many of those things.
So why don't you sell them on eBay, man? Come on.
And the number 5 and final reason that
I
is
literally
such a
have a
terrible
bag
reason
here
to
of
support
stuff.
a Kickstarter comic is Joe probably has done this a few times. Don't do any drunk backing.
Oh, drunk backing is tough. I have been there many a times. But yeah, I got stickers and cards. I have a great zombie tramp lenticular where it's clothed and unclothed. It's fantastic. But no, but I can show this one.
Any badges? Badges. We don't need no stinking badges.
I'm glad the one behind it didn't fall out because that's the one without the bikini behind.
Oh, you'll do like I did when I accidentally showed the JJ on camera that time. Not mine, but somebody.
Yeah, but the Dan Mendoza cards are fun. A lot of times you get sometimes some metal cards in there. I don't really care about cards. I do enjoy stickers. I like stickers. But if you're like a fan of Sonia Mattis, there's a nice Sonia Mattis card. Yep. You get all kinds of stuff. Another Sonia Mattis from Zenoscope. Yeah, so I'm not a card person, so I have no problem giving those away. And bookmarks, Jesus Christ, I got more freaking bookmarks. I don't have enough.
Shoot, not that one. Not that one. There we go.
Yeah, I got more bookmarks than I know what to do with.
Yeah, they give those things away on Whatnot all the time. Certainly don't want to back something for those things because those things are magnets, bookmarks, lanyards.
No, I got the cloth bookmarks. I like the stickers because I'll throw them on my long boxes and stuff like that. And a little Tyndall for you. But yeah, there's just tons and
long
tons
boxes.
Tons
Your
of
long boxes.
This is a Shikari coaster. Here's a coaster with some Shikari art on it. You name it. Whoa, those titties. There's all kinds of stuff in here. But I don't know what to do with it all because it all comes in and I'm like, I don't have a place to put any of this crap. Where am I going to put bookmarks? Magnets at least are easy. I could stick magnets places, but the bookmarks and cards and stuff. So I got all this laying around. So I might do a little Joe's Magical Pack, and do a little giveaway in the next week or so, and throw some books in there, maybe some Zenoscope books and some
go
other
to
books.
Joe's new website, ontheboob.org, and
they throw so much stuff in there sometimes. It's just I don't need or want this. I like a sticker, like the Steve Mannion stuff. When I get some of the Steve Mannion stuff, those are great because in the backing boards, he'll slide in large stickers. They're about that big that are great. Steve Mannion artwork on it. That stuff's fun. That's fine, but I don't need pins. Like I said, I got a full set of. I don't need 4 Zenoscope pins. I don't need them. I'm not going to put them on my jean jacket.
My jean jacket.
But I have them laying around. So
not hip, Joe. You're not hip.
No, I'm not hip at all. If you haven't subscribed yet, all 17 of you hanging around.
What is it, 17?
Yeah, they stayed for some reason.
I don't know.
Please like the videos, subscribe to Rennavision, subscribe to Bruce over at Kingdom of Nerds, Styx, me, and give a little sub to Absolute Geek Podcast where Styx and good old Dom Tober there do their wrestling show every Thursday.
Yep,
which dual streams on Styx's channel and Absolute Geek Podcast. But
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. So.
Yeah, go give them some love.
Yeah, mine went out at a. I will say mine went out at an odd time because I must have done something wrong. It went out at 6 a.m. this morning. It went out at 6 a.m. this morning.
You did a telethon, man.
Yeah.
Do follow Styx because at some point we are going to do this Doctor Who thing. He's going to let me know when, and you're not going to want to miss it. So follow him just in case, and make sure you turn your notifications on so that whenever we finally do this thing,
let's see where I'm at.
Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully, if I stay awake,
I'll make it fun.
I'm going to make it fun.
Be fun. Come on, you got Styx, man.
And the old Rennavision lineup.
The show is fun. Come on.
83. Yeah, okay, 83. I got 17. 17 more people to reach 100. So the 17 people here, if you haven't subbed up to me, push me to 100.
I bet you Dom hasn't even subbed up to you, Styx.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I did. I'm lucky. I just subbed up to freaking goddamn Bruce for the Kingdom of Nerds. I don't go on the thing. I have to go on it. I don't even like our shows. I don't even go on none of the shows. I sit there and watch it. I don't even go back and look at my shows.
Dom. Dom says I don't even like our shows.
Bruce always yells at me. He's like, "Make sure you like the video." I was like, I don't even go in and like our own videos.
I know. I don't. I don't even go back to see my shows. People go, "Hey, Dom, you did this." I'm like, don't care. I don't go back to look at the shows. I'm out there in the ether. People know me. I'm on YouTube. That's it. End of story. I don't need to go back.
And of course, here on Rennavision, there is a cornucopia of shows leading up to our show at 9 o'clock on Fridays. You can always catch Pete with the CBSI Hot 10. We're on right after, as long as my technology is working, at 9:30. At 9 o'clock, sometimes 8 o'clock. It's coming from Arizona for the most part. They have weird time zone issues there, whatever goes on. But S&S is on Saturdays. You can catch Styx over there, catch Matt and Sam. You going to be on tomorrow night, Styx?
I will be, yeah. I'll
go.
be showing off some stuff from the con. And then next week here, I'll probably show off some stuff as well.
And maybe I might pop up there depending on if I have some time. I got these.
Yeah, come on
on
up.
Sundays at 9:15-ish, I guess, whenever Marco feels like starting the stream, there is Tales from the Dark Side with Wayseeker. I believe Wayseeker is making his triumphant return.
Yes, return this week, yeah.
on Sunday. So the watermelons will be smashing, and it'll be a grand old time on Tales from the Dark Side, where you can get all of your Star Wars news, from comics to movies to shows to Marco gearing up to go to Japan for
and you get Dom
Star Wars
again.
celebration, and you get Dom.
Konnichiwa.
Really, everyone's there for Dom.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I totally got it, but I appreciate it.
Everyone likes to see Dom get scolded for 2 hours
right?
on a stream.
You're wrong all the time. You're wrong all the time. Trolling Dom. You're wrong all the time. You're wrong all the time.
And as always, on Wednesday, you can catch the Totally Awesome Coolest Show, the Tech Show.
Yeah, the Tech Show.
Pete, Marco, and Dom. And you never know who else pops up on that show sometimes. Corbin was on this week. It's always good to see him pop on.
Hey, listen, who's the tit on the show, the ass, and who is the cunt on the Totally Awesome Coolest Show?
You'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah. Watch it Wednesday, and you'll see who the cunt is, the ass, and the tit.
I did not get the Sveta bookmark, Terry. I did get the cover, but I did not get the bookmark.
Can one person be more than one thing?
It might be the same person.
Yeah. It's all rolled into one.
Would you rather be a pair of tatas, a naga, or a kitaros?
Oh my.
We'd be the
We're getting educated here.
Jeez.
We are a bilingual show. There you go.
The Toto.
So
Toto,
if you haven't checked out the lineup on Rennavision, please do. Also, please check out Bruce on Kingdom of Nerds on Sundays at 7. There is the other comic show that we do, Bruce and sometimes they, and sometimes Cliff, and sometimes a handful of other people. You never know who's going to show up. Good comic show. Good time.
That's it, Cliff.
Anybody else? Anybody else have any other final words for us?
Weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. Have a good weekend. I should be doing some live streams this weekend, so watch out for those.
There's a possibility next week I might not be on the show because I will be in Washington for Awesome Con. So I'll get some footage. I won't just take pictures of me. I'll take pictures of other stuff too and get some video.
I will be recovering from my colonoscopy. I will be on, but I will be out of it. So have at it. You know,
you'll be on 10 pounds lighter.
I don't know how interesting that show will be. It's going to be very interesting or very not interesting.
Is Bruce will be on? Is he going to be back? Bruce, hopefully.
Yeah, I believe so.
Right.
Yeah. If there's a mud wrestling show somewhere, he'll be here.
All right, kids. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed everything. If you did, give us a like, throw some comments in the YouTube comments after the show for anything that you might want to see as a spotlight or want us to focus on. We'd be happy to accommodate any of our watchers' requests there for spotlights.
Absolutely.
So give it to us. Until then, we shall see you next week.
The qualified. The qualified.